Welcome, you beautiful tubers. You're in for a doozy. We only need one more. We'd have a menage. I don't know how you pronounce that in Cajun, but anyway, we are here. This has been a long time going show. This is Guava Ball presents Taco Tuesday. Guava, how are you, sir?
Fine. How are you?
Doing well, doing much better now. I'm going to tell on us, okay?
All right, go ahead.
We were behind the curtain before coming on here, and we started talking about some stuff to kind of get an idea of. We haven't had a chance to get together, have a meeting of the minds, and get on the same page. And we started talking about stuff, and I looked down, and I was like, oh my gosh, like we're good to go. Like this is ready to go live. We just got to hit the button. So it was great. We're here now. Sir, how is your Tuesday?
Oh, it's peachy. How was yours?
Humid.
It's freaking hot. Gosh. Yeah, it was 100 here again.
Yeah, like 94, I think it said in the car.
See, that's bad. Even for here, that's bad for June. June should not be 100. Not around here.
Well, 2 days ago, it was like 70.
Yeah, it was not. No, 2 days ago, it was 103. So it was still hot.
Well, your heat wave came my way.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, they have that weather machine in Alaska, I understand.
They do. We're not supposed to talk about that without Vol.
No. What's funny about that is I had somebody ask me about that recently. This is a legitimate, in public conversation, and I had no idea about this thing. And when I brought it up, someone's like, "Oh yeah, you don't know that?" I'm like, "What?"
I thought the Japanese controlled that. Seriously, there was like a thing about the Japanese control the weather or something. I read that.
Have you ever read the CIA files on that?
No.
Yeah, they started doing that during Vietnam. Like the whole seeding the clouds and everything, and not just with.
Well, now China does that. China does seed clouds. They do that now.
Is there a point to them doing it, or are they just?
It's just for rain. I think it's to induce rain. When I've read about it, it's been to induce rain.
Huh. You know, real quick, drought is a thing with preparing. So anyway, hang on real quick. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, see, I'm already missing comments, man.
I know. Hey, Frog. Hey, Mountain Girl. Hey, C Squared.
Oh, is
RJ?
Mountain Girl here? Golly, look at all
Frog's
this.
here.
I need to put you full time. We got Checking Convictions here. I was listening to her and Levin did a stream. I was listening to that this afternoon, and you know what? I fell asleep. I was like, this is the greatest channel in the world. I know that sounds like an insult to people, but you have no idea. It is like top rung. That means you are like the best person in the world. I love your content, and I will continue to go back to it time and time again, and I'll be just streaming this stuff, but I may never know what you're talking about. It's so weird. I am so happy to see Mountain Girl here. She went AWOL on us. She needed a vacation. And yeah.
Here too.
Taco Tuesdays for you, Mountain Girl. And you didn't, you haven't been here. Oh, wait a second. RJ, gosh, man, I can't keep up with this. It keeps moving.
I'm just calling Checking Convictions C Squared because my diction sucks.
Yeah, C2, right? C squared.
C Squared, yep.
I like that. Geoengineering. Geoengineering. This is Shirt's content, man. I can't wait. Afterwards, I'm going to look at the number of chats, and then I'm going to just figure out how many were him. That's what I feel like. He'll be like, "Oh, you guys, you don't even know," you know. He makes the curve. But anyway, for those who don't know, the uninitiated here, the normal people. Oh wait, hold on a second. This is a major announcement. Mountain Girl will be here next Tuesday.
Nice.
Okay, if she says that, I'm holding her to this. You got to be here. In checking, you make sure you hold Mountain Girl accountable for this. But So, Prepper, right? This is a thing that there's been shows on it, mainstream television shows on it. It used to be that you're the crazy guy down the block, and now it's a mainstream thing. I mean, everybody is selling the 25-year shelf life food. When the government says that you should have 3 days of food and water on hand.
Oh, you should have a month at least.
That's funny. You go with a month. I was like, oh, that means I gotta have
3
2
months
weeks.
is what I have. We have 3 months.
Oh, that's
and we're
awesome.
We're not gonna go nuts tonight. We're gonna talk about basic stuff that you can do.
That is awesome.
Nothing spectacularly interesting. Not gonna go nuts here.
Okay, a couple of things. I said mainstream, and this kind of to give you an idea of where I am on it. And I've said before that, like, the television show Jericho.
Yeah,
that was one of the things. It was based on, like, there was a dirty bomb or something like that in select U.S. cities, and an EMP followed, and all the power was cut off. So there's no communication. Nobody really knew what was going on. What's the plan then? What happens when the lights go out?
exactly.
Dude, oh
And
my
really,
gosh,
you're an idiot
look
if
at
you're
this.
not thinking about that.
Yeah, because
You really
the power grid's fragile. For those
It
that
is.
don't know, the power grid in America, it literally is a grid, and there's 3 of them. There's the eastern grid, the western grid, and then Texas. How did y'all get your own grid?
Because we're awesome.
I heard
I
it.
don't know. I really don't know. I mean, El Paso's not on ours, which was really funny because remember when the big snowstorm hit?
Yeah.
Those jackasses were out there saying, "Oh, we never lost power like you guys. It's because you guys are on your own grid. You morons weren't ever under 32 degrees except for a few hours. We were under freezing for 4 days straight." Oh, I hated that when I saw that. It was the lefties love to point out, well, El Paso never lost power because they're not on the Texas grid. Yeah, because they never saw 32 except for like 3 hours. That's why.
Okay, well, there's so much.
Sorry,
You're
sorry.
like, they were never under 32. I'm sure, like, C2.
Well, they were for like 4 hours. That was
I'm
it.
sure, like, C squared, C2. She's sitting there going, it's 32 tonight in Minnesota.
Always see Vol. Yeah, they are coming for you.
They're coming for me. That's awesome. He still has power, though.
Hey, Jules.
Hey, Jules, how are you doing? I love her. But what is El Paso on? Do you know? If
They're on whatever the Western grid is. I don't know what it is.
Really?
Yeah, they are.
So, okay.
You gotta remember, Dallas to El Paso is like 10 hours, so that's a long damn way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you guys were like,
No, we're not close.
oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's weird to me.
So it's just a big northeast Texas is a more wooded. West Texas is desert, and then southern Texas is rolling hills. There's like 3 different sections of Texas that you can live in.
Hold on, what were they? West Texas is rolling hills.
No, West Texas is desert.
Desert.
South Texas is rolling hills.
Okay.
And then East Texas is more marsh, foresty area.
Okay.
And Panhandle, that's just desert, all flat.
What's Oklahoma?
Oklahoma's flat, just like
Okay.
the Panhandle. Yeah, it's just a muck and open area.
Now, how does Oklahoma work? Because that's that's part of Texas, right?
No, we don't want it.
It's
There's
funny.
lots of Oklahoma jokes.
I know everybody makes fun of Oklahoma, and I've got.
Oklahoma makes fun of Texas. Trust me.
Well,
They like
let me
doing
tell you what. Tennessee played Oklahoma at Tennessee, and they were the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
Oh, they're real nice. They are.
I like it was.
When you saw that
how
Matt
nice.
Damon thing, did you see Matt Damon when he did that movie about the oil thing? That's where he was.
Yeah, and he made comments about that.
Yeah,
too,
he made
didn't
comments about how nice they were. Yeah, he couldn't understand it, being a Yankee liberal.
Yeah, he couldn't. Oh, wait a second here. Hold on. Look who's serious here. 5 months ago, hang on.
You'd be surprised how little power the new TV monitors take and the computer monitors. It's amazing.
Listen, I said serious, and you know who but her little rude mouth in. Oh, you don't know because you're Android. Anyway,
Sally?
no, she cuts those things off. Yeah, Mountain Girl found out today she signed up for Naked and Afraid. I told her that one of those two are always possible.
Woof.
See, I knew it, man. What did I tell you 5 seconds before this started? Let's see
The only
here.
problem with Mountain Girl is she runs a lot. I don't know if I can catch her. I'll have to get in the car.
Well, it's like the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote.
More like Wile E. Coyote and Yosemite Sam.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, okay, so like she's laughing at us, man.
Of course she is.
Yes, Jules knows. Jules knows. I couldn't say her name, but evidently she heard it.
Hey, Jules.
As Checking Conviction says, she does take ice baths. Which,
Yikes. That's brave. It's a bold move, Cotton.
have you ever taken a cold shower on purpose?
On purpose? Yeah.
Yeah.
When I've overheated, sure.
Dude, I love cold showers. Isn't that weird?
That's a little weird.
Yeah, it's like I started off warm, right? And
Oh, you like to... Okay, so you're one of those people.
what do you mean? Was it
It'd be a
because like
bondage thing, so you go from warm to cold just to punish yourself?
well, yeah, kind of. I guess I don't know. I get as cold as I can stand it, and I've been like in the I almost said fridge in the I almost
Now,
said
see,
freezer.
Mountain Girl likes them. She likes them, and my sister's a marathon runner, and she likes them too. Maybe that's part of it.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't get it.
Well, I don't run. I assure you that if you see me running, I'm
There's
out of ammo.
that's right. Or something's really bad is coming. Keep up. That old bomb detector shirt. If you see me running,
Yes.
keep up.
Yes, yes. I got lost in RJ's comment. So, let's get our stuff organized here.
All right, so what do you
The
want to do
chat,
first?
man, you know the chat's vicious to me.
They are.
They
Well, they're
pick
gonna
on
be
me.
vicious. Period. Yeah.
I know.
Paul's
I know.
here, so I'm not safe.
No, not at all. But he's in control of the chat.
shit.
He doesn't know it yet. No. So for me, it was like, well, I mentioned like Jericho, like, you had that dirty bomb thing, right? And the power goes out, and
Yeah.
which is surprisingly easy to happen. The grid it's old. It's not updated. I mean, they talk about infrastructure.
Well,
Nobody ever.
there's other problems too. It's not just that it's old. It's the new things they're putting on are not as efficient as the old. So you've got a lot of wind, a lot of solar, that's replacing gas and oil, especially coal.
Yeah.
Coal was a lot more efficient than any of these new technologies, and that's one of the reasons. I mean, I'll get into it if you really want to, but that's one of the reasons that Texas went down so fast. They don't like to talk about it, but the first things that failed were solar and wind. They failed first. Then rolling blackouts, those morons who were in charge of ERCOT went after the supply stations for the natural gas stations. Well, they shut down the supplies of the natural gas power plants die, and they froze. And that's what happened.
So this was this the end of the world as you know it for you? Was this your
Well, that was the biggest wake-up call. I mean, when I was a
So-
kid, Red Dawn was a big influence.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was.
kid?
Yeah.
A kid? What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, Red Dawn was
Hey,
a big
I
thing.
just saw the other day that Red Dawn was the first PG-13 movie in the theaters.
Yeah, I remember you said that. That's interesting.
yeah,
That
so-
they finally had a rating for it.
What's great about it is that saying that people will want to watch it now. So I just been like, oh, awesome. Red Dawn's kind of getting red pilling another generation.
Yeah.
But in Red Dawn is another. Gosh, man, that is so. I can't believe you said that.
Well, I mean, think about a bug out. That was as fast a bug out as, and they left with almost nothing.
Right? And
Remember, they parachuted into their school.
that's awesome. Yeah, they did. And the I love it. They shot the rocket launcher into
Oh,
the skull.
sweet. Right rabbits here.
Yeah, I wanted. I didn't even see her. That tells you something, doesn't it? But yeah, so Red Dawn. I mean, that's such an easy thing to play out. If Hollywood thinks this stuff up, they're talking about this in command rooms all around the world.
Well, yeah.
It's not that far fetched. And you look at the premise of Red Dawn. Just watch the first 5 minutes of it, and it says, it talks about economic collapse. The United States stands by itself.
That was a really scary beginning. I remember that too. They said the United States stands alone. That's the last thing they said before it went to war.
Yeah, you got Cuba and Mexico, where the communists from the South were coming in. I'm sitting here going,
Yeah.
that's happening every day.
Well, now it's happening internally.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
problem. But now we have a lot more threats, both mostly internal, to what you would inspire you to become a prepper.
Yes, yes. Like, okay, so the grid, that's one thing, man. That's
Grid's a big one.
That's a
Social
big
unrest is another one.
That's a big one. That's my Walking Dead.
Yeah, and I don't. Invasion is really far out there in my book. That's not really.
The thing that gets me about Invasion,
Well, Invasion USA. If somebody wants to watch something that's scary as hell, that is
Yeah.
like a playbook to coming in. It
Yeah.
really is. It's even worse now. Back then it was a theory. Now, I don't want people following it like a book. You remember how they did that, right? They pitted different parts of the society against each other before they came in. So they caused a lot of unrest, and then that's when they invaded after the unrest was there. You remember that?
Which makes sense.
Invasion USA. Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck Norris, man.
Oh yeah.
We don't have Chuck Norris today. We don't have. I mean, we have leadership that thinks that $6 a gallon gasoline's fine. You know, it's
Don't get me started.
yeah. All this is best Chuck Norris movie. Gotta agree.
Invasion USA? Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, you're gonna go after that. What, Delta Force or MIA?
I'm going to go Delta Force.
Well, only because Lee Majors.
Yes. And I would re-release that just to drive liberals out of their minds.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Because that would really trigger them. And I forgot the guy in that movie, the black guy, because he was in a whole bunch of martial art movies. Remember that guy? He was a powerful guy. He had a big beard.
No, I don't remember him.
Oh, you guys well. He was cool as hell. I think he was in American Ninja.
Okay, so a while back, I realized I need to watch every movie with Chuck Norris in it. Not every movie, because it'd be forever. But like my Chuck Norris for me was I was like stuck at home, like I was sick, and then like the first thing you do, like I was sick, and so my mom would go to the rental place, get a movie, and so it always seemed like Chuck Norris movies always came home, and so that's how I don't remember the plots of any of them. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, it's a little sad. I mean, I remember some, not all. I mean, I love the Michigan action movies. Obviously, not 3, but 2 and 1. Those were good.
So
I'm
I
just
know
reading the chat again.
I
I'm
know
too cheap for DoorDash. I want that on a shirt.
that is a shirt. American Shirts needs to make that.
Yeah, you do shirts.
So okay, so you got the grid. I mean, are you afraid of like anything like an EMP or anything like that?
I don't know enough about EMP to be afraid of it.
Okay.
I mean, I know it could happen. It could detonate in the atmosphere. I know it would take a nuke to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a prelude to invasion. I just don't see anybody really needing to invade us. They just don't need to right now.
Yeah.
We're not the power we used to be. So
Yeah, they
I'm
can
not,
just get elected.
that I'm not afraid of. I am, yeah, exactly. But I'm more afraid of okay, Katrina is a perfect example. There's another natural disaster one. Everything fell apart.
Yeah.
I mean, how long did it take FEMA to get to that stadium? Was it 4 days? Remember that? The government will not protect you.
Oh no, not at all. And they admit to that. And
Yeah, but you see how incompetent government is when you see something like that. That was a real, live catastrophe, and they couldn't do a damn thing to help people.
no, and we don't even know of the real stories. The on the ground stories that happen.
Well, you do remember some of them where people were going around poaching and looting, and the only people who weren't being looted were the people who were armed.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And that's what, when you said something about like invasion, I want to think of that as like a broader term than just like where we think like, oh, here comes China landing on the beaches. I think it's like when you're sitting you're at your office, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden some cop shoots some dude who's running away or, something like that. And next thing you know, the city's burning.
Right.
And
Well,
that's
see, I classify that as civil unrest, but yeah.
okay. Civil unrest, yeah, that's a good one. But like so, that same term, that's the same thing happened with Katrina. It was like
Yep.
that.
Even though it was induced by natural disaster, it turned into civil unrest
Yeah,
because society broke down in that area.
and and something I'm actually surprised we don't do this on Friday Night Live is Black Friday. I
Yeah.
mean, just look at how all the Black Friday videos where people go nuts, right? I mean,
Did you ever really do that? I mean, it's been years since I even
Black
thought
Friday?
Yeah, I thought about Black Friday.
Yeah, as soon as the Amazon started matching everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it as like a tiny kid, right, with my parents, but it's like,
The very last time I did something like that was for the Sony PlayStation. I didn't want it, but I had a friend who really, 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 really wanted it, and he didn't want to be all night alone. And he called me for an hour, at least every 5 minutes for an hour, and I finally gave in.
oh wow,
It was funny. And we were out there, and it was not fun. It was like 34 degrees.
oh yeah, that's not fun at all.
But I was a prepper back then. I brought a TV. I brought a DVD player.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
we ran an inverter to the car. We watched movies.
So you had a tailgate.
Yeah, pretty much. It was cold as hell. But yeah, that's what we did. It was kind of fun. I mean, it was of the lighter side of prepping, but I wasn't going to go out there and just talk to his sorry ass for all night.
Yeah. Well, it's funny though how you brought that up. It's
Yes, I do have bad friends, Vol. You're right.
I know you get you get lost real quick, and I'm just trying to read something real quick. I'm like, oh, what? But I mean, I listened to what you're saying about being a prepper back then. And you're like, I wasn't going to talk to him all night. I wanted to go, and that's something else. And that's something where I don't know if people realize is like stuff like that is such a preparation. Uh, and I've got an instance in my own life that happened. What happened to you with the pandemic when they said they're shutting stuff down? What did you do?
Well, for my business, because it's IT, we simply went home.
What did you do
all
though personally? Did you think that, oh gosh, this is the balloon?
Oh, okay, so at the very beginning, when we didn't know how this thing was transmitted, I didn't let anybody leave the house because we didn't know. We were under the fear factor of not knowing how this thing was transmitted, how easily it was transmitted. So I did the due diligence. I would go shopping. I would put the groceries in the garage. I would wipe all of them down before I brought them in the house.
Wow.
I didn't wear a mask. I wore one of those painter's masks, with the dual things to the store. I didn't give a shit what I looked like. I was there. I had a family to protect. I did not want to get infected myself. So that's where it started. Now, of course, a few months into it, we started getting more of the truth, and everything changed. But at the beginning, yeah, I watched the videos of people saying this is how you prepare your food. We don't know how it's transmitted. It could be on your food, And we ate some emergency rations too for a while. First week, I think we ate emergency rations.
How did your family feel about that?
Kids were real young. They didn't really care. They were kind of just they liked the idea they were home. They could play.
Okay.
Power
So
was still working, so.
yeah, that's all that matters. We're gonna get to power because that's something I'm kind of holding on that because I think it's gonna be a big bombshell.
No, I can go on for power.
Oh, I know you can. I can't wait. But so when it happened here, oh gosh,
And bear in mind, I live in the big city, so
I look
it's
down and I
different for
see
somebody
this.
like you.
Yes, I'm in. I mean, what number is Dallas on the list of cities?
God, I think it's 7.
You're the
6,
seventh biggest
something
city.
like that. Some of the well, the DFW area I think is 4,
Oh wow!
but Dallas itself is
How many
a
people
couple
live
million.
there?
In DFW? I think
Yeah.
about 5 million, 4 or 5 million now.
So the population of Tennessee.
Is that really okay?
Yeah. Tennessee is like 6.5 million now, but I mean, you figure a million. I don't know. You're not gonna see them.
Well, see, prepper wise, you're better off because you could get out of the city faster if you need to. I don't know where you live, but I'm just saying, even if you're in a city, it's easier to get out of the city in Tennessee than it is in a DFW.
But where am I gonna go?
It would,
See, I don't do it.
well, okay. Some people have land.
Yeah, see, I don't have that.
If you don't have land, you look for the areas that are state-run land that
Hmm.
are open, that are easy to get to, and bring yourself a tent, food, and ammo. And that's
Man,
assuming everything broke down. We're talking about
yeah.
if society broke down within a city, for whatever reason.
See, my thing, I'm gonna hunker in.
Now you can absolutely do that if you feel that you can protect it. I mean, me in the city, I don't know. I just it's too open where I am, where people could really get at you if you really wanted to. If something really broke down, I'd probably want to get the family out.
I'm sorry, dude. I totally got distracted. I saw Mountain Girl, and I forgot. I totally forgot that she brought up the thing about the boob pills.
Yeah, if you bring up boob pills, that's really not fair because we're not going
That's
to pay
not fair.
attention to what we're
Yeah,
saying.
that's not fair at all. Um,
Oh shit! Oh, there goes my distraction. D's here.
yeah. I mean, dude, the whole thing just goes. I mean, and that's not fair.
Oh,
That's not fair at all.
oof.
There's something about that song in there.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah,
so
tonight's discussion is going to be how to keep all the Sullys, the Jules, and the Divas, and the Mountain
safe,
Girls
safe, keeping them
and
safe.
and with you.
Yes. Well, I'm a big umbrella here.
Yes,
Big
absolutely.
umbrella here. I think White Rabbit went to bed.
She got bored with us already.
But so yeah, so hunkering down is. I mean, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, it
I'm
depends on the
now.
kind of land you're in. See, I'm in the middle of a neighborhood. I don't think this would be a good place to defend. There's
Okay.
just too much. And I have a big fence, but I've got a lot of open windows. So if you had if you had okay, so if society broke down, you would have a crowd more than likely that would marauder through a neighborhood. Unless you're just going to mow everybody down and then stay on 24/7, alert. I don't know how you could, if at least for where I am. I'm not sure how you could do it. Unless you're like a Mormon and had 9 kids that could watch with you.
Yeah,
Just
that's
don't have
true.
the.
That's true. And you know what I respect about Mormons is that they all have a what
Yeah,
is it
it's
like a
smart.
year's supply of food.
Oh, I didn't know they were preppers.
Oh
Are they?
yeah, that's like part of their indoctrination. I guess that's not the right word, is it? um, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but anyway, yeah, they're supposed to have like a year's supply because they were, and it all goes back to church history and the way that the federal government like hunted the Mormons basically.
Yeah, Mountains Girl. She's got the best solution.
Going to
If
the
you have,
cave.
yeah, if you have access, I mean, there is nothing better.
Well, it worked for John Rambo in
Yes, it did
First
in the
Blood.
movies. Yes, it did.
Yes. So, and have you? I know you have, but like hard. Do you? I don't know how I want to word this. I'm gonna be asked about like hardening your house. Like, is that something you've ever thought about?
I've
And
thought
how
about it,
do
but
you do it?
the windows are just too big. It. I mean, what I would probably do is we have an open concept house. The windows in the front are, Jesus, they've got to be 8 feet by 14 feet tall. You would just, and there's 4 of them in that area, and there's just no way to defend that. It just isn't. It's too easy to
No.
walk through. Back doors all glass,
Oh,
with
jeez,
glass
dude.
doors. So yeah,
Yeah.
when you say that, my house is just too open for something like that to openly defend
Yeah.
long term. Now, for a month, 2 months, sure, but if you're thinking 3 months, 6 months, no.
See, I've thought about that 3M film that they put on windows, the security film, so it can't break.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, we joke about the ponds that I've got,
Yeah.
and I have joked with certain people in the house, that
Yeah.
is prep, but it really is. It's
Yes.
fresh water and it's food. Sorry, but that's
Yeah.
what it is. I mean, it is 7 by 9 by 3.5 deep, about 2,700 gallons
Oh wow.
of water and food.
Oh wow.
If there was a real problem, you couldn't get out.
Well, I love it when you have these preppers that say, your dogs are fair game, and that was the first thing my wife said. She's like, "Yeah, I'll be eating you first," and I'm like,
You
"God,
before the
man,
dog.
yeah." I'm like, "That's so awesome," but So see, there's a lot of little things here.
See, I got Jules thinking about it too for the same reason. Her house is open as well.
Yeah,
And we have no 2 stories, so it's not like I could do a rooftop Korean thing, and be out
Oh, you're
outside.
1 story.
Yeah, we're 1 story.
Oh man, that would terrify me. No, I didn't mean to say that out loud. I just realized that's really bad, man. I apologize.
Why is that bad?
I don't know. I just I don't want
bad at all. I understand why. There's just around here. There's a lot of two-story houses that exist, but this is a lot of because of the area. We've got a lot of land, so people spread out.
Yeah.
And there's no basement either, so you spread out. You make a big 1-story house. But it's not easy to defend, as you rightly pointed out.
Yeah. Well, see, like for me, well, have you ever seen? There's a movie with Elizabeth Shue in it, like Lights Out or something.
No, but if it's got Elizabeth Shue, I'll watch it.
Oh, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But you should watch it.
But she's in it. So
Yeah, I used to love her. I used to love her. That's why I watched it.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like I didn't know she was ever in anything else except for that. For years I used to go, that chick was so hot. Whatever happened to her? And then she's like out there doing like real stuff, and I'm like, oh, well, this is dumb. Hang on a second.
But yeah, like I was just say, your mom's just going to fill what areas that you can build a basement are it's so much easier to defend or hide that kind of structure where you could put something in the backyard and cover it up so people wouldn't know you were there. We just don't have that ability here. It's all open. There are no basements because of the dirt. So I would probably bug out with the family. It's one of the reasons I have a 4-wheel drive car.
Oh, do you really?
Well, yeah, it's a Highlander, but it's 4-wheel drive.
Well, I mean that's big for Texas. I thought they only had 2-wheel drive trucks. I'm being serious.
No,
man. It always seems
are
like
you kidding? Everybody's got 4-wheel drive down here.
Oh, I thought it was always 2-wheel drive because it's like, why would you ever need 4-wheel drive?
No, of course my dream truck would be a Denali, but I mean, what's that? 75,000.
Is the Denali? Is that the big one?
Sucks gas down like a sponge. I think it's like 11 miles to the gallon.
Oh no, Denali's GMC, isn't it?
Yeah, Denali's GMC.
Have you seen the new Grand Wagoneer?
Not the Grand Wagoneer. I got my neighbor's got that Ford with the generator in the back.
There's a generator in the back of one?
Yeah, the Ford pickups. They put a generator in the back of a few of them. That was a big thing down here during the ice storm.
Uh-huh.
All the news shows were covering it because it had just come out, and there were a few people who had them, and so they were running around interviewing it. What do you think? Well, I'm warm. What do you think?
Yeah. I've been telling people like, well, all you have to do is just run your car in the garage, and it'll heat it all up.
Yeah, you just asphyxiate. No big deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't tell them that. Of
Sorry.
course. I mean, I didn't realize how many movies she'd been in. I'm just trying to find this one stupid movie.
She was in Invisible Man, too. Remember the Kevin Bacon Invisible Man?
I did not see that one.
It's good. It's not bad.
Of
Of course, I love Burt Gomer from...
Oh, yeah.
What would
that's
Burt Gomer
my
do?
idol. That's my idol.
Yeah.
From
what would Burt Gomer do?
Tremors.
Tremors, yeah.
Well, I can't find this stupid thing.
After I asked what Vol would do, I would ask what Burt Gomer would do.
That's funny. Well, his basement's about like that, about like Burt's.
Oh, I'd love to have a basement, and that you can defend. I mean, that's the best part of a basement. But when you don't have one, you got to consider moving. Yes.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah. Okay, so civil unrest is a big one. I guess.
Unrest.
Okay, there's so
Natural
many.
disaster, civil unrest are the two big ones.
There's so many topics when you go and people in the chat and when I say in the chat, I mean now, I mean later, whenever. There's always a disaster that people are prepping for, and it's funny because it's like we were talking right before this started about like the Yellowstone being a volcano. There's a lot of people that prep for that. And it's like I don't think you can do anything.
No, there's nothing you can do for that.
What else is there? I don't know. There's always some major catastrophe type thing, but
it's
these
anytime when you think civilization in your area for whatever reason breaks down and services stop
That's
What
it.
do you
Thank
do?
you. Yeah, you clarified that what I was trying to get to. Thank you so much, Guava.
Sure.
That was awesome. So you have to look at what we're talking about is just look around your town and what would happen if there were. I'll go back to the guy I went to law school with that said he said, when the zombie apocalypse is going to start. And I was like, I'm laughing, right?
Well, that's all. We all joke about the zombie apocalypse.
And he said it's the first day that government checks don't go out.
I'd say it's the second, but yeah, you're close.
I stopped and I was like, whoa.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Not at all, man. Not at all. I was like, that is so true. I mean, could you imagine between the fights between HUD housing and the senior homes?
Oh God. Well, I mean, and it goes back to the have and have nots. Who's living paycheck to paycheck? Most people.
Yeah.
So if you start losing paychecks over 2 or 3 weeks, yeah, you're going to start seeing people looking at the haves versus the have-nots, and I want that to survive.
Yeah. But the haves to survive. But I mean, that'd be the zombie apocalypse situation, right? But if you just look around your town, Hurricane Sandy, was that the one hitting New Jersey?
I don't remember the name, but let's just go with it.
Okay, so that was a big one.
That was the bad one. Yeah, that one flooded that town.
Yeah, and they're not used to hurricanes.
I got to look that up. The hurricane that hit Houston was really bad.
Yeah, it happened under Trump, right?
Yeah,
And
that one was really bad because it rained, I think, for 3 days straight. It flooded everything. Everything was offline. Power, water, natural gas, everything. Hurricane Harvey.
Was Houston.
I think so. 2017, yeah, Hurricane Harvey. Yeah. Category 4.
But you never
That was
heard
a
any
big ugly.
problems. You never heard anybody talk about.
Well, here you did. We definitely talked about it.
Uh-huh.
But because people were without power for. There was one weather guy down there who did not get off the air for like 36 hours. Like he literally was on the air that entire time. People tried to get him to go home. He said no. People
For how
need this
many hours?
information. I think it was 36 hours he went. I think he took like an hour break in the other room and came right back because he said people need this information.
Yeah.
He was that dedicated.
That's
He's
awesome.
real popular. Yeah. But yeah, that was the bad one because it flooded everything. So it wasn't just the high winds. It was the rain just kind of hovered over the city for 3 or 4 days and flooded everything out. It was like Katrina in the same sense. It was a breakdown of social services, and people were just there to fend for themselves.
People don't realize what do you do, and that's one of the things I think preppers, and I hate to say it, man, I hate to say it. Of course, it's going to happen this way. Is our listeners over here?
Sorry, I'm reading Vol's comments. I shouldn't.
Oh, I know, I love it. I want a baklava now.
I know.
But everybody kind of realizes, and I don't know when this change happened. And I guess you saw a lot of this during the pandemic deal, and that's why gun stores all of a sudden became a deal.
I the pandemic. I really do think it started with Katrina, because that was a real life example of how bad the government is at response.
Yes, and that's everybody. I mean, if you want to play politics, right? Because everybody has to do that, and that was under Republican control.
Well, not Katrina.
Katrina was Bush.
Oh, it's sure it was president, but the local idiot.
Oh yeah,
who ran the governor?
He's in jail.
He should be.
Yeah,
he let those buses flood. They were trying to get him to get the buses out of a low-lying area so they could use them for evacuation, and that dumbass didn't move, and all the buses fled. They couldn't use them, so people were stranded.
Do you think that was intentional?
Oh God, I don't know if it. I would hope it wouldn't be intentional, but it was definitely failure. Remember, I think it was the Democrat governor, who refused aid from Bush the first time he offered it.
Yes.
And I'm not a Bush fan.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Oh yeah, big time. Clayton Homes, their mobile homes, trailers, single wides. After that, because everybody got displaced, Clayton Homes, they're based out of Knoxville, and they got the contract with FEMA to build the temporary housing. You never saw so many trucks going down the interstate, and it was just constantly. You just see like, I mean, it was like mile after mile. You kept seeing these things because, I mean, it was like at nighttime, I guess. Let me preface all this. They would go at nighttime because there's less traffic, right?
Right.
And they're trying to get out there, and if you started seeing them, I mean, it'd be like 5 miles. I'd be like, God, they're still driving. This is unbelievable. And they took all those trailers down there, and then they didn't use them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
horrible.
horrible.
They sat for, and that just tells you the incompetency of government.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
nobody should be surprised. You go to the DMV, you're not dealing with road scholars. You're not. And you know that. So why would you expect it to be anything less at a different level?
Well, the sad part is, I guess not the sad part. I guess the part that people, at least it seems to me, that they're waking up to, is that you can't trust them with your life.
Absolutely not.
And
or your family's life.
No.
Especially if you're responsible. If you're responsible for others, the last thing you trust is the government.
Look at that guy. He's not running for Senate from Missouri. You know, came out with the AR during the Black Lives Matter thing. They try to say, all this stuff about him. And of course, I love it. The guy was a criminal defense attorney.
I think they would have trashed his house.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was
they
the
absolutely
first house
were.
out that door. I think they would have trashed his house.
Well, here's the thing, and this was never reported. That was a gated community.
Yeah, I know. And they broke the gate down.
As soon as they did that, they were trespassing on private
Bet
property.
your ass. Now, I don't know if they have castle law in Missouri, but they do down here. You do that down here?
Oh, yeah. There's several cases going on right now. Oh, that one guy got off.
You talking about the guy on the porch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, he did.
And I still think that's weird.
It's hard because you can't really see if the guy approached him or not. If he didn't approach him, I don't see how you could justify it. But if the guy did lunge for him or did approach, yeah, you can justify that.
Well, yeah, but it's so hard to see the guy. He went inside, instead of calling 911, he got a gun.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I mean, you know me, I mean, I'm as far right as you can get. Still, though, I'm sitting there going, man, that's a big choice you got to make. Oh, Divinity, how are you? Can't see the chat. Well, it's here. Let me tell you.
All right, so what do you want to do? Food? You want to do...
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just saw Mountain Girl. She's in Knoxville. She's going to bring some baklava by. So
is she running there?
Probably. Maybe she's the Flash. Did they ever do a...
It'd be better than the guy that's there now.
She's probably more manly, and I don't mean that as an offense.
No,
I mean,
it's not. I'm sure she's stronger. I don't have any doubt she's stronger than he is.
He's on the run right now, isn't he?
He should be. What he did to that kid.
What did he do? I don't know the details behind that.
He basically put a kid on drugs and held her captive. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He is a giant piece of shit. He's a groomer. Yeah. He is the definition of a groomer.
Well, it's weird, right? The whole thing, I don't understand.
He's a sick little bastard. Well,
yeah, I love seeing a horse and buggy. Okay, you see where I stand. So let's just go with the basic stuff. First thing, food. So
you need at least a month to 6 weeks minimum. And that's for everybody in your family.
Do you increase calories?
I don't think I think you're going to be sitting around more than you think. I don't know if you need to increase calories. Unless you think you're going to be building defenses.
Yeah. Which here's the thing, you're not going to be. Like, look at the pandemic. I won't say pandemic. The pandemic. There's no lumber.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what else are you going to do? Do you already have... One of the things I love is, and you probably have a buttload of them, I imagine, in Texas, are the fence posts for, the metal ones to... I mean, those things are a pain in the butt to get out. But, I mean, that's all I can imagine you'd be doing is you have to already have those. And you're going to put them up for... I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do.
Well, you put the beer in the pond, it'll keep it cold since you've lost power.
That's it.
That's where you put the beer.
How long can the fish last when you don't have power?
Well, the only thing the fish need are plants inside to oxygenate the water and some kind of mixing up the water a little bit to get the air in there. So you
So there
could, I
you go.
guess you could. I mean, I never even thought about doing it with that. Well, you can get, and we do have one of these solar powered fountain, which just sits on the top of the water, and the sun powers the little filter. That would be enough disturbing the water to keep the air going for the fish. That would do it. At night, it'd be a little more tricky because there's the plants release the carbon dioxide into the water,
Hmm.
and if you don't have circulation, you don't want to go more than a couple nights without circulation. So you would need to do something for the fish, either swirl the water around with a stick or get a solar powered fountain like that and hope
Or
they
eat
can
them
last the night,
first.
or eat them first. Oh, trust me, we'll have fish fries if it got that bad. No koi will be safe.
It almost sounds like it's revenge right now. It's like, damn, my wife made me put these things here. She doesn't know. I'm fattening them up.
I got a couple that are pretty big.
Well,
Hey, Diva needs to eat.
hey, that's how my wife was. She wanted chicken, and I was like,
A lot of people are doing that too. They're taking care of chickens for that reason. There are a lot of people who are doing that, even around here, even in the city, where people are setting up chicken farms in the backyard. That's true, deal.
Diva's right. Well, that
Well,
became
if it's winter though, you would. If it's if you got hit in the wintertime, you would want to stock up on calories. That is true. But in the summer, no.
so. You say okay, so you're just planning 2,000 calories a day.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even go that high. I mean,
Okay,
2,000, yeah, 2,000 for an adult, or 1,500 for a kid, 1,200, 1,300, unless
so
they're a teenager. Teenager 4,000. But yeah. I mean, between 1,500 and 2,000 is probably good for each person in the family.
how do you break yours up? Like, do you have a what was
Well, I've
the
got the
thing?
meal packages, so the
Oh,
meals have the calories on the side if I want to
see,
really
man,
want to
that's
know.
awesome. You're hardcore into it.
Well, sorta. I mean, yeah, it's just the idea is to buy one of these meal packs from one of these companies, like we were talking
Yeah.
about off air. Valley Food Storage is a cheap one. The best one out there, and we talked about this, is probably Mountain House,
See, I would
because of.
do
Go ahead.
flavor, right?
Well, flavor would be Mountain House.
Yeah.
Mountain House
See,
would be flavor, but it's going to cost you. I mean, they're
that's
they're probably three times what the cheaper ones go, like Valley Food Storage. So it's a lot more money. Primalsurvivor.net is a great website for stuff like that, if you really want to know.
okay. Actually, I do want to know, and now I'm gonna start writing stuff down because I mean this is where this is the part of the show where it becomes really we get to nerd out.
Yeah, we're going to nerd out a little bit.
Primal Survivor
.net.
.net.
Hmm.
Okay, and I'll try to put this stuff in my communities thing on YouTube after this.
Yeah.
If we have more links and stuff, I'll do that. And of course, like Mountain House. I just didn't remember all those. Yeah, Mountain Girl's all about Mountain House.
You get all the
Yeah, that's where
stuff
she
you
got
need,
the
baby.
name for it.
Mountain House all day.
Yeah. Um. Oh, woof.
Oof.
So you've got the.
I like what RJ said. Many will go keto without even trying. That's true. That is very, very
That
true.
is true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so forget milk. You're gonna be you want to keep foods around that are canned. If you don't do the MREs, forget anything that's going to need refrigeration.
Look at this, man. This is awesome. I can't wait to see this.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
So
You want to go to what do you want to do next?
when you talk
Armory?
about milk real quick, that was the thing during the pandemic when I asked you, what you did,
Yeah,
and
milk got scarce. It
you're
did.
just okay. So for me, the very first thing I did was I went to Walmart
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, how is everybody acting? I wanted to walk
Oh, so you were
around.
people watching.
Yes, yes, I wanted to see, and you know, there are things that like I figured that would go, and I just wanted to just kind of watch it and see what happened. So I go to Walmart first. Then my wife, she had to work in an office then, and
So even though that was going on, she still had to go in.
well at lunchtime they sent her home.
Oh, okay.
So I said to her, I was like, we may want to go to Walmart because I wanted her to see it too, right?
Hmm.
And she's like, whatever. Well, anyway, we get to Walmart and we go to they have the produce in the front, and all of a sudden she just starts swinging her head around looking. And I'm like, what? What's going on? I mean, like, do you see something I need to be aware of? And she says, did they move the potatoes? And I looked and I said, no, they're gone. There were potatoes there earlier today, but I couldn't. That was the big thing. That was her ground zero. Was the potatoes sold out?
Well, grow your own. I mean,
And
that's you got to think about that as well. If you got enough land.
yeah, well, we've got we've got dehydrated potatoes now stocked up. But
But
yeah,
that's another good food. Dehydrated and yeah, dehydrated meat, dehydrated
all that
potatoes,
stuff.
all that
Yes.
stuff. Anything dried.
But yeah, so I could see the look. She was starting a little bit, getting a little panicky, and she may not even remember it. This is something like I just noticed that she didn't look like any way I've ever seen her look before. And I said, honey, this is what I want you to do. Start with, we're going to go down the aisles, and the first aisle we're going to go to is frozen. Are there any desserts you like? Ice cream, pies, anything like that. Anything comfort food. And then we're gonna go over there, like the next aisle, like an aisle or two down there. I said, and we're gonna be sure and hit the candy section and find some candy you like, because it's a little like that's why I keep reading is you need to have something like hard candies, like Jolly Ranchers are a big deal to people on prepper stuff. Now I don't know if you thought about any of that stuff.
Not on hard candy. No, I never really thought about that.
Do you have any like sweets or anything? Because like
I mean,
we have
sure, we have sweets, but I don't have any prepper sweets. If that's what you're saying.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
oh,
talking
we
about.
okay. Well, we do. That's not true. I do have gum. Because okay, but I did when I went down to Ecuador we were doing humanitarian work, but we
Mm-hmm.
were scared out of our mind to go downstairs to talk to our host family because we were just scared. We were kids, so we survived on chewing gum and Kool-Aid that I had brought. And so I've always thought, because chewing gum you can swallow, I mean, it's not the greatest thing you should, but you can swallow it, it'll fill you up a bit. And so I do have big old packs of, bulk sized chewing
Mm-hmm.
gum that we're holding on to for stuff like that for that reason.
Oh, that's cool. I never thought about
But
that.
I never thought about hard candy either. I never thought about Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, Jolly Ranchers, Werther's if you like those.
You see what the Mountain
Any,
Girl said? Frozen chicken's first to go. Yeah.
yeah, you know what else she said? I don't know what that
No.
means, but again, I'm distracted.
Yeah, because pasta and flour they last a good long time.
Sully and flour and pasta.
Okay, when I was a kid, though, you were talking about prep work. My dad was a bit of a prepper. He actually, we actually did corn. Like he bought a grinder and everything, and if he pissed him off, he'd make you work the grinder for like an hour
Oh
and
gosh.
ground your own flour. He actually looked into an underground house for a while. Well, it was during Reagan. People were
Oh
worried
yeah,
about the
yeah.
Soviet Union.
Look, I didn't even think about it. Like Dum Dums are another one, and the Mountain Girl said now and later's.
I call them Volvos.
I love it. But yeah, so yeah, the hard candy deal, suckers are a good deal. Like blow pops, you said chewing gum,
Chewing gum, but I
blow
like your
pops
idea. Yeah, blow pops are good.
Tootsie Rolls, things like that. But that was because when the potatoes were gone, I mean that got her. Isn't that the weirdest thing? I never in a million years thought that would be.
But everybody relates the same way. When you talk to somebody from Florida and they say they go to the grocery store, it said it looked like a hurricane was coming. If you're in Texas, it looks like a tornado's coming. It depends on wherever. It basically looked like people were preparing for whatever natural disaster usually happens in that area. That's what they said the grocery stores looked like when they were cleaned out. It looked like that.
So you didn't go to the grocery store then?
We did. No, I went. I would not let anybody else go. I went by
Yeah.
myself, and then
So
I
that
would
was my
wipe all the
duty,
food
too.
down. Yeah, and I would
And I
wipe all
did
the
that
food
too,
down.
so it's weird.
Well, it was weird, but we didn't know. We were smart enough to not to know that we didn't know everything, and so we took precautions. Now, once we knew better, and everybody else was a lapdog and not paying attention and still doing it, well, then you're just stupid. But those of us who were paying attention at the very beginning, we wanted to take all the precautions. We had families to protect, and nobody knew. And that's one of the worst parts of
Yeah.
the very beginning of any kind of crisis, is you don't know what's going on.
Dude, I'm gonna get nuked right now if I say this. I can't wait to. So
Flavored water packs, yeah, sugar-free drinks are good for that, Mountain Girl, because they never go bad, not in a million years. It'll keep the kids happy.
Yeah. You know what I did my first week of the pandemic?
What?
I loaded magazines.
No, I don't blame you. You know what, though? People, we were talking about this before. People discount air rifles.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
it's perfect,
something.
man.
Air rifles, the calibers are getting high enough that they
Yes.
can be formidable. And
Yes.
the best part is the ammo is unbelievably light.
Yeah.
You can carry a lot of it.
Yeah, that's another thing. Again, all this though is, I guess there's another divide we could go to, and that's like, it's the price thing, because it doesn't have to be expensive.
No.
And you don't have to buy all this stuff tomorrow. It's just like every time you go, like every time I go, I try to buy like a pound of pinto beans or black beans or whatever I prefer, or like a pound of rice.
You racist. Okay.
I know, right? But the thing with the pandemic though was the morning I went back. Nobody's ever bought powdered milk. I've never seen anybody buy it. And by the afternoon, when I went with my wife, it was gone. Do
Yeah.
what?
My dad did when we were kids. But yes, and Mountain Girl brought that up. Powdered milk will last a long time.
Oh,
It does.
I had to say, but that's true. Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah,
My
so
kids
we
have said that in the house. I have to have beans.
to that's awesome. Well, that's something that got me was you said about milk being was scarce. How scarce was it for y'all?
It didn't get to the it did get to the point. If you went, some grocery stores didn't have any, but most had. If you got there and you were late, you could probably get a gallon. But there were a couple weeks where you could not get it unless you got there really, really early. And that's what I usually did. I went really early to get food for my mom and for my family because that was usually the time nobody was there, or at least the least amount of people were in the stores. So I would go very, very early when they opened and stock up, because the later you waited in the day, the more chances that they'd run out. Even Walmart.
RJ lives in Tennessee, and I love this. I didn't know about the tattoo parlor, but Walmart, liquor stores, I didn't know that about strip clubs, but they could all be open, but not churches.
Of course you knew about the strip clubs. What were you talking about?
I
You gonna
really
lie to
did
your
it.
audience?
Well, I mean, not being open during the pandemic, I had no idea. But he's right about this. Like, they canceled Easter, and that's the one that got me.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sully wants to know what type of air rifle you like.
Well, I know what I have now.
Air Force?
The Texas one that I showed you.
Yeah.
But Airgun Depot is a great place to go for stuff like that. The one I was looking at is the Air Force Texan, but that's now you're into. Are we if we're talking self-defense? We're talking Air Force Texan. That's a big son of a bitch, but it's a lot of money. It's $1,400, but it'll shoot a 50 caliber shell.
Yeah, I watched some videos on that, and I was really impressed.
Even the 457 will definitely have stopping power. The only thing you have to worry about is having enough compressed gas on hand.
Yeah.
But even the pump, if you're just trying to keep people away, even the old pump BB guns could put a lot of firepower behind that. You get you wouldn't be able to kill somebody, but you'd be able to scare them off.
So people in Texas are a lot like raccoons. What do you? Okay, so what was?
I mean, I have a 22, but that's for squirrels. I hate squirrels, so
I hate them too.
they steal my pecans. Fuck them.
Do you have pecan trees?
Got two little bastards try to clean them out every year.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what were you going from the food? What was the next thing you were talking about?
Well, we were talking about
before I interrupted.
self-defense. We were going to self-defense. Like, how much do you have on stock? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So
Oh, we can go to power. You know, I'll talk about power.
I know, I
Whatever
know.
you
Well, I
want
was
to do.
saving that for the end, but it's up to you. It's either you want to go generators and stuff, or do you want to go
Well, I was going to
to?
go power and generators. We can do all that.
All right, man. Let's go for it.
All
Jump
right.
in.
All right.
So,
So let's start off. What?
as a newbie, may I ask
Yeah.
what? Actually, I'll tell you what. Critique me because I have nothing.
Sure.
All right, I have nothing, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I
I'm very
want.
sorry, White Rabbit, if you're listening.
Yeah.
He's failed you.
Oh, she knows that. She knows that. She knew. She knew that when she went to the honeymoon. She's like, "That's it."
Now
I
you're just hitting
was,
too close to home.
yeah, no. But anyway, so I have nothing. But my idea is, I would like to have like TV, but there's not gonna be anything on there. So you got to have movies, which is a pain in the ass now.
This is why I hate services.
You're talking about like streaming and all that.
Yes, you need to
Yeah,
have everything on hard drives for that reason. Even if you don't, even for no other reason, have everything stored on a couple hard drives.
I can't believe I haven't burned a single DVD, man.
Oh
And
God.
yeah, I know.
Well, let's see. You're just not an IT nerd. If you were, I mean,
Yeah, I'd have those things running all the time, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't. We don't have the only. We have DirecTV because somebody has to have Hallmark Channel and the
That's right.
Rangers. But if it wasn't for the Rangers and Hallmark Channel, I wouldn't have any streaming service of any kind. So yeah, that's that. That I mean, you brought up. That's a very good point. Just because you have a TV doesn't mean anything's going to be on, suckers. If you're off, if you're disconnected from the world, you need to have movies local.
Yeah.
You need to have them on a hard drive, ready to go.
And
You got people to entertain. So that's okay. So power. You were talking about power. Even now, with all of the advances in solar, with all the advances in batteries, and we can talk about it, nothing beats a gas powered generator. Nothing.
well, I mean, and
Absolutely nothing.
that's an experiment into how real life works.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you could just try to do it at your home. Try to make your house solar and wind, and nothing else.
You can do it if you live in a tempered climate that doesn't require a lot of air conditioning. You can make it work. You're going to spend a lot more money, but you can make it work. And the nice thing about solar is you don't need gas. You don't need gas. That is a
Yeah.
big thing. But honest to God, with nothing really beats a generator. I mean, yes, I do have a couple solar panels on hand that are fold outs for smaller battery powered things in case something really went for a long
We've
way.
got to get Mountain Girl on here one night.
Yeah, we do. But okay, for you were talking about a generator. The
Yeah.
cheapest whole home setup
Yeah.
would cost you about $2,000.
Okay.
Okay,
Do,
so
do
you
you have
get
a website?
okay. Well, there's a whole bunch of different parts. It's mostly Amazon and Champion generators are your best dollar for dollar. Everybody thinks that those ones at Harbor Freight are the best. They're not. Nobody beats it.
Harbor
Nobody
Freight.
beats it. Harbor Freights are great, but nobody beats a Champion in price. So
Who makes Champion? Are they just Chinese?
I think everything's damn Chinese. I think they were one of the last USA. I think they're assembled in the USA.
Oh wow.
I think.
What about Honda? Because everyone
Well,
talks about
Honda's
Honda.
fantastic, but they're really expensive,
Yeah.
and they're just not worth the price difference. They're about 2 to 3 times the amount of a Champion generator for the same amount of power.
Now, like you said, Hondas are fantastic. One
They
of
are.
this is what I know. Okay, so this is why I'm kind of excited about this, but I want to steer you like in the way of like people who don't know.
Okay.
Because I don't know. So because I know when you know something, you're passionate about it. You're ready to just go and say this is like you have like your own nuclear reactor in your backyard.
I'm working on that.
That'd be awesome. But so for me, I hear Honda, and it's because of tailgates.
Yeah,
And people are like,
2000
oh,
generator tailgate ones, real quiet,
yes.
perfect
And
for tailgating.
And I've never seen a bigger Honda. Like, I don't think I've ever seen like a great big one, or just the tailgating ones. And I know that you can hook two of them up together. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
You're talking money. I mean, you're talking money.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, dude, man, these tailgates, dude. I mean, that's not.
Well, yeah, but tailgates aren't prepping. I mean, the
No.
tailgates are tailgates.
That's why.
They're great.
But that's my experience with generators.
Yeah.
So, and then with Honda, I've noticed that there's a couple of companies now that are trying to compete, and it's all based on the sound. They say
Yes.
Hondas are so quiet. And one of the last ones I saw was Yamaha. Do you know anything about them?
Yamahas are okay. They're not as
Okay.
good as Honda. And honest to God, if you're going to go for that kind of money, I would go with a Harbor Freight generator over a Honda for price ratio. But again, I'm still not going to get away from a champion. So a Honda right now, a 2,000 watt Honda generator, which is a tiny little thing. It's great. It's got an inverter on it. $1,100 at Home Depot. Okay.
Oh, wow.
For $1,100, you get 2,200 continuous watts. For that kind of money, you can get a 7,000 running watt
Oh, wow.
champion inverter.
Yeah.
There's
And
just no comparison.
What's the difference in what you can power? That's one of the things.
That's real important. So, for 2,000 watts, let's look at it this way. I know I have a big Bahama Mama computer because it runs the house, and I've got a big hard drive set up for that, and I've got a main TV, I've got a stereo, and internet. If I'm running all of that, I've done
Hold on,
a test.
wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Do that again. Oh, I can't
Okay.
visualize that.
So, computer,
Yeah.
this big honking computer.
Yeah,
I've
I was
got
gonna
my
say your
media.
computer's like NORAD.
Yeah, I know, but it's not taking up that much power than what a normal computer was. You could minus 100 watts if you really want to, but a computer, a movie selection on hard drive, a TV,
What size
ster-
TV can you run?
yeah, I'm running an 85 in this
Oh,
room.
bitch.
Okay, yeah, but it's a newer one, so they don't take as much power. So this is
We
for
have
the
to-
main room. I'm talking about if the family's in one
Yeah,
room, right?
exactly. And we're gonna have to talk TVs separately too.
Sure, but internet, stereo, TV, computer. If that's all you're running, you're still running between 600 and 700 watts continuous. So
Gosh, so it's overkill. So you could almost do that with the Honda, right?
you can do that with the Honda, but remember that's no cooling, no heating.
Uh-huh.
You get into heating, you run into a problem with a 2,000 watt generator. A regular heater on low will be 600 to 700 watts by itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to go high, you're at 1,300 watts, and you're going to have to turn off something else to run that.
Now you're in Texas, so this may not be a concern to you. But do
Well,
you
it was
have-
during the cold snap
Yeah, I can imagine.
because we didn't have a big generator. I had a tiny little 2,000 watt. That's all I had.
Oh, that's why your warning is so. That's why you're so adamant about this.
Yes.
That explains a lot.
Okay, I had my mother, I had my godmother,
Uh-huh.
my mother-in-law, 2 kids, and a wife, all in the same room, running on a 2,000 watt generator outside. So
I love
the heater's
the,
on low and TV's running.
I love the girl who takes ice baths. Say just cuddle. Like anybody wants to cuddle with an ice bath person, they're just gonna be freezing all the time.
And of course, as we talked about, all the neighbors' wives were in the other room. But
Yes,
that's all I had.
it's a lot of hot air in that other room.
So anyway, so that's what we were running. We were running a TV,
Uh-huh.
a satellite dish, and a heater.
Okay.
And I could not run the heater on high if I was running the TV because of the power draw. So
Wow.
I had a battery set up for the Ego batteries that you involved love to make fun of.
Yes.
They have a little thing where you could run 4 batteries and turn it into an inverter, and I would run that for the TV for a couple of hours before it would run out of power, and I had to put it on a generator.
Are Egos the only ones that you can do that with?
Well, Ego, yeah, we're the only ones who have like a setup where you could do 4 batteries at once and pull 1,500 watts out at a time. But again, you're limited. You have maybe 1,000 to 1,500 watts you can pull. So if you're pulling, just do the math. If you're pulling 600 watts
How
out
did
of the
you
wall,
recharge those?
I would use the generator to recharge it.
So when everybody went to sleep,
Yeah, I did not sleep much.
yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so I would be outside checking the fuel level, that kind of thing.
Okay, so 2 questions then for me, and this is something that I don't see that is ever been crossed your mind before this. One, have you ever thought about one of those electric furnaces that are oil, that have oil in them?
No, I haven't gone that far yet because I got a whole home generator now.
I'm not talking. Hold on. Well, yeah. So you don't ever have to worry about it. But I'm talking about like they have those the oil heaters they just fit in a room.
Oh, yeah, you're talking. I know what you're talking about. No, I've never considered that. That's
Okay.
not a thing down here.
See, that's exactly, and that's one of the things I was like, oh, that's so you never thought then about like kerosene either.
Yes. Well, no, I do have a butane. Is it butane? Yeah, it's butane. I have a butane heater now.
Okay. No,
What's it? What they
now.
call the little guy or the little
little buddy.
little
That's
buddy?
what-
I got a little buddy,
you got a little buddy.
Absolutely.
What's funny about that is I have one too.
and I'm not talking about nerd.
That's awesome. Do you have the which one do you have? Do you have
The big sucker.
the big buddy?
Yeah.
I have the little one, which is the one propane tank,
Yeah.
and I need to get a hose to
Yeah,
be able
you can get
to.
the adapter and get the 30 one
Yeah,
in there. Yeah.
I need to get that.
And that's a
No,
great solution
uh-huh.
for, like you said, for heating. Of course, nothing beats just log fires if you got that.
But you don't have that, do you?
Well, we got gas, and that's the other thing. Yeah, well, it's great to have a whole home generator that's running off natural gas. What if the natural gas goes? What do you do then?
True. True.
So if we're
People
back to
think natural
generators.
gas can't go for some reason.
Yes, it can. Gas-powered generators are the way to go. And like I was saying,
Gasoline powered.
yes, yes. And I love it. Everybody loves to talk about natural gas, but if we really had a breakdown, I think gasoline would be easier to find than natural gas.
Well,
If we had a
yeah.
breakdown.
I mean, it's in your cars, and
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
going to be another problem. People siphoning that.
oh, yeah, do
If
you
it
know
was a
what,
real problem.
y'all? You can tell that this is something that we're having a nerd attack
Yeah,
about
we are.
because, like, we talked about Hurricane Sandy, and then you brought up Hurricane Harvey. The whole reason why I brought up Sandy was because they weren't New Jersey, I think, is where it hit, and people weren't ready for that, and they were all so shocked that they couldn't get gasoline or money from the ATM,
Yeah.
and
Because people didn't think about it.
that comes out of electricity, and people don't think about it. So I was like, that's where it's like, you need to have, a few gallons of gasoline in your house, which the fire department told me that I had to get rid of mine. But
I know. Don't read the chat because it's going to throw you.
I know it will. I just,
But you were asking like how big of a generator would you need for a house?
yeah,
If you want to cover all scenarios, heat and cold, and you've got anywhere between 1,500 and 3,000 square feet, you need to have a minimum 6,000 running, probably 8,000 starting. If you
okay.
want to run everything.
Let me go back. What I don't want heat because
Heat's not the problem. It's air conditioner.
yeah, that's the problem.
The AC is the real problem. Then we get into the micro air that you would stick on the side of the
And
stick on the side of the AC.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a soft start. It basically it makes the AC pull far less power to start up, so you could run it off a generator safely.
And
So instead of pulling 9,000 or 10,000, it pulls 6,000, maybe 5,000 to start up, and then it idles much slower. But it allows you to get a generator that can go 7,000, like a 9,000 peak or 8,000 peak, and then a 7,000 running, and then be able to run the rest of the stuff in the house that we talked about, basic stuff, just a minimum of TV, computers, a couple computers, in your
Now-
house, and then the AC running.
now listen,
outside.
this is how stupid I am when it comes to electricity. What about just like a window unit?
Oh, that's a lot easier.
Because
If you're just running a window unit, that's much easier, and that's a great way to think about for prep.
it just plugs into my outlet. And I'll tell you what, because I have a unit, but I don't live in a trailer. What happened was our air went out in our house right after we bought the house, and we got one of those portable units. And it has to have a vent to the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the condensation and to pull the air.
Yeah, and so I mean, like I've got it right now in the studio because upstairs, see, our house has one AC. It's down, so downstairs stays
You have
frigid
one
cold.
AC for a 2-story?
Yeah, yeah.
4
tell
ton?
me about it.
Is it a 4 ton?
I don't know. I mean,
Probably
it looks like
is.
it looks
4
heavy.
or 5. It looks heavy. Words are hard.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea. How would I
But
know that?
yeah, well, you have to look at the side of it, and it'll tell you.
Oh,
Yeah, the outside unit will tell you. But for that kind of thing, if you can get away, yeah, for prepper, if you can get a room. See, our house is open concept, so it's hard to wall off one room. But if you can hunker down in one room, there's nothing better than a window unit for power. Nothing better. So
Yeah.
you're pulling like a third of what a big sucker air conditioner would run. So you could run probably the whole house off a 3,000 to 4,000 watt generator versus a 6 to 7. If you were just running an AC for that one room, and then whatever you wanted to power in that room.
yeah. So that would be my goal. But see, here's the problem though, because those ACs, man, they're loud. And I was thinking like that would be
They
the
are.
goal. is to have like because we try to have it running in the master bedroom when the house unit went out, and oh man, it was cold, but at nighttime you couldn't sleep. It was just it was
Well, my goal was to have everybody be in their own rooms too at night, so we
oh
wouldn't be
yeah,
hunkered down in one.
yeah, you didn't want because you had your like mother-in-law and stuff there.
I had mother-in-law, mother, godmother, wife. Okay, 4 women, 2 kids.
Oh, dude,
Okay,
no wonder you
everybody
stayed.
gets their own damn room.
No
Yeah, I
wonder
stayed
you stayed
outside.
outside.
I
That's
did. I talked to
awesome.
I stayed outside, talked to the squirrels
That's awesome.
and the raccoons.
That
But
is
yeah, I wanted the house to be comfortable if there was a problem. That was the idea.
well, it's genius. Now, do you worry about this? Is a thing though with prepper stuff that because I like your setup, I like your idea, and that's something that I may put it on the community post is like the links like you did the other day to the champion. I may have to ask you for
I'll
that
give you
link
some. I'll
again.
give you some links to some of the stuff that we were talking about. The $2,000 solution that'll get you up and running and stay there.
See, I think that right there, man, you've done more for people than anybody's ever done for me before. I mean,
Yeah.
it's because I don't know where to go.
But I didn't stop there. I even though I've got the whole home generator, even though I've
Uh-huh.
got a 2,000 watt backup gasoline generator, I did buy a big honking battery, but it costs a lot of money. That's a battery storage unit. It'll hold 4,000 watts, and
Okay.
it'll pull out 2,000 if I need it to. So it could run the house for about 4 to 5 hours before I'd have to charge it outside with a solar panel.
Oh wow! Do
But
you
we're
have a
talking.
solar panel?
I do. I have 2 foldable ones, but they're
What do you
god
have?
awful expensive. Well, they're Blue Eddy. So
I don't know what that means.
Blue Eddy is the name of the company. They're probably one of the best ones out there for the battery solutions. But we are talking serious fucking money. We're talking
I,
4 grand.
I know Goal Zero is all I know.
It's like 4 grand for everything. Maybe 4,500. I'd have to check again.
Oh wow!
It's a lot of money, but it's basically just a backup to a backup. It's not really necessary, but I'm doing
But
it
you're
just in
talking about
case.
run the whole house though.
No,
I
no,
mean, no.
no. That could run a fan, the TV, the internet, and some movies, and that's it. And it could do that for about this is why batteries are so inefficient. Even that setup would run about 4.5, maybe 5 hours before it would die,
Are
and
you
you'd have to charge it
kidding
up.
me?
That's all you get. That's why it's so important to have
Oh
generators.
my gosh,
Batteries are just not there yet. They're great, but they're god awful expensive.
dude! You completely blew my mind there. I
I
had
mean,
no
I got
idea.
friends who have whole home stuff, for batteries and solar panels. Now, in the long run, they probably went out because if you couldn't buy gas, you were dead.
Yeah.
Solar panels were the way to go, but the money you're putting into it, it's off the chart. I mean, okay, the batteries themselves, even if you do this yourself, a big battery that'll hold like 3,000 watts, and it's one of the new LiFePos. That's a lithium iron phosphate. Those are 15 to 1,700 a pop, and you'd need at least 6 or 7 of those to run the AC for a few hours
Oh my gosh.
if you're running the big one.
And how long does it take to charge that?
Depends on the system you got. Depends on how many solar panels you have, how much you're throwing back onto the
Well, no,
grid.
I mean I know that, but I mean, how many solar panels? What's the fastest way to charge it? I mean, how many
Well,
solar
nothing
panels do
beats.
you have to have?
I mean, fastest would be the generator.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, we go back, but I mean, like, let's say you
Solar
had
power
your,
will not run an AC unit. Period. You would have
That's
to
what it boils down
sacrifice
to.
that. You would have to go with like you said, a window version, and even then, you're straining it.
But what I think where the solar works is some of your electronics. Like,
Yeah, well, that's why
me-
when you get a generator, you want an inverter generator. Inverter generators protect the power; they're cleaner power, so they protect your refrigerator. They protect your electronics.
Oh, did you run your fridge?
Yes, I
When
have all
the-
that running on a fridge. Everything runs.
Now you do, but what about
Yeah.
when you had the power out?
No, we couldn't.
Okay.
The fridge simply. I mean, it was cold enough in the house. We walled off the bedroom, so the house was about 35, 34. So the fridge was okay. We were out of power for 4 days. So the fridge was okay because it was so cold.
And
But
you said you walled off the bedroom. How warm was
well,
the?
we had doors
Yeah.
to shut the bedroom down, but we had no heater unit except for that little portable one I told you about. 600 watts. It would pull on low. It would pull 1,300 on high. We couldn't run on high.
Did you ever like get the bedroom up to a? What was the
Uh,
warmest you got it to?
well, when we put it on high, we could get it up to 74, 73. On low, 65. Yes, wine was very important. Lots of wine was lost those days. I can tell you that. I was just reading what Mountain Girl was saying. She said
Yeah. Oh yeah.
nothing beats firewood. But the problem was the fireplace in our house was part of the open concept area. We'd never get warm. The den, the garden room, the breakfast room, the
Yeah,
everything's
you had to
open.
close all that off.
Yeah, so the only way to do that is to hunker down in the bedroom.
Yeah, my mom, she lost power. So my dad was for work. He was in California. This is years ago, and she had no power for a week, and snow on the ground, like like 2 feet of snow and all this stuff,
Yeah,
and
it's a big thing up north. You know.
well, yeah, up north in Tennessee.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, saying even farther than Tennessee,
Oh yeah,
it's a big
and
deal.
I remember I called my mom and she was like, she had to get off the phone because she was so cold. And
Oh
I was like,
God.
yeah, I was like, this is the weirdest thing in the world. And she said, well, I'm keeping warm. I got some candles burning, and it's amazing how much warmth they put out. And I was like, what? So I go up there, no power, it's completely freezing. She had wood fire, or they have well, it's gas now, but it was wood fire. And I went outside. I brought all the wood from the that I could get into the house. I brought it inside,
Yeah.
and so we weren't opening doors to go outside. And I started building a rip roaring fire, and the thermostat in the house, because it ran on a battery, it showed like at one point I think I had the inside like at 80 degrees, and it was like 17 outside. And
That's
so
pretty good. Good
yeah, it was
insulation.
crazy, but it had we had moving blankets to block
Oh yeah,
off the
those
whole
are great.
house. Moving
Yeah, those are
blankets
great.
are amazing.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They are heavier than lead, but they work.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! That's awesome.
See,
That is awesome.
we'll write all this crap down. Expert and
Yeah,
I'll write it down.
yeah. We got it.
It's
We got
not
to get all
fair.
this. No, it's not. It's we got to get all this stuff done. But so again, these are just little things. These are just little blips in your radar. So what happens if the power goes out and then there's civil unrest? That's where it's things like that you worry about, and that's one of the things I ask you about sound on your generator stuff. Is that something you've ever worried about? Because I
Yes,
read
generators
about.
are really loud, and that's one good thing about batteries is nobody knows you have them unless you're stupid enough to light a light in the window
Yeah,
and let everybody know. Generators are god awful loud. You're going to hear them. Inverters are quieter, but like the generator we've got's a whole home. It's connected to the natural gas. That sucker is loud when it
and
fires up.
do you
But
worry about
that's not
that?
the 2000 solution. That's a whole nother ball game.
Do you
The
worry
two
about
that
that
yeah.
attracting?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Because I remember when I went outside a few times during that ice storm, dead quiet. You couldn't hear a thing. If somebody had a generator, we would have heard it. And when I ran that little 2000 watt in the backyard, I could hear it. Two or three houses away, I could hear it.
Oh wow.
And that's just a 2000 watt. That's not the 23 kilowatt we've got now. And he's a
So
beast.
yeah, and that's one of the things that I think about is that if you can hear a generator, then that person who has a generator also has food.
Yeah, they have food and they have warmth and they have shelter,
Yeah,
and you don't.
yeah. That's the problem with this stuff.
Well, but that's an argument for the battery powered solutions. They don't make any noise. The only
But
problem is
if
they
it
don't last very long.
yeah, if it lasts 5 minutes or 5 minutes, might as well be 5 minutes. I mean, 5 hours. What
They
is that?
just don't. They just don't last long enough. They don't. I mean, I tried to piece together a system for battery power,
Uh huh.
which would mirror like a Tesla wall. A Tesla wall.
Uh-huh.
You've heard of those.
Yeah.
I was up to about 17,000, and that's me doing all the work.
Oh wow.
That's me doing all the work. Now I have a friend who's doing this right now, and he's already at 15, and he still doesn't have enough money. He's bought everything himself, and even then he could run an air conditioner for about 4 hours, a big one for about 4 hours. Now he could run a window unit a lot longer, but you know, yeah, during the day he's charging it up, assuming you keep everything at a minimum during the day.
Um.
You could keep it charged with solar, but it's just so much more upfront money. 2,000 and you're set for
Yeah.
for days on end without power.
Yeah,
Now,
everybody
end of the
should
world stuff, that's a different story. But if you're
Yeah.
trying to stay surviving for a week or two, there's nothing that's going to beat a gas powered generator. Zero.
And you're saying you're going to live nice and comfortable,
Yeah,
and
you'll be
that's the main
comfortable.
thing.
You'll be comfortable. Now, you'd want to keep it in the backyard, obviously. You'd want to keep it locked up. You want to
Do
keep
you
it
have a log
chained.
chain? Yeah.
Well, I see mine's my whole home, my mom's, the 2000 solution that I was telling you about, that's at my mom's house.
Uh-huh.
And that means that's me going over there, pulling it out of the garage, setting it up in her
Oh.
backyard, and having it chained to the wall. And but you plug it in outside, it's just a really big plug that plugs into into an outside outlet that goes back to your breaker box.
Mm-hmm.
You flip one breaker over, you turn on the generator, and you're good to go. And these things have electric start now. You're not pulling anything. They got
Yeah,
batteries.
that's cool. That's the key to it, man.
Yeah.
That's the key to it. Yeah, I've got a electric start lawnmower that the battery went out on like 4 summers ago. And so I told my wife, I'm like, hey, we need a new battery for the lawnmower. And she said, well, can you pull it and start? I said, yeah. She said, well, then pull it and start. I was like, okay, thank you.
Well, you know what? And you make fun of the ego stuff. One of the reasons I got into the battery-powered lawn equipment, we had wind shears come through the neighborhood, and I mean like 80, 90 miles an hour. They tore everything apart. Trees, power lines, everything. Power was out for 5 days. It wasn't a war, and it really did look like a war zone. I mean,
Yeah.
every street was blocked getting into my neighborhood but one, with trees, just massive trees. And the only guys who were working, people had gasoline powered stuff, but they couldn't get out to get more gas.
Uh-huh.
And so I got into the battery stuff for that reason as well.
But did you still have electricity?
No, electricity was out, so you would have to have a generator to power it up. But
Yeah, but then that still goes back to gasoline. You got to have gasoline too.
It does. It does. The argument's there, but at least you'd have it immediately. If you didn't have any gas on hand, I'd still have enough to run it for 3 or 4 hours of whatever
Now-
I need to do to get it off the house.
Now, I give you a hard time about the ego stuff,
Oh, I know.
but that's because you deserve it. You're a Texan.
That's true.
That
It is
Texans deserve that.
It's true.
Anytime you can give smack to a Texan, they need it because that's they're made for it. I'm just messing with you.
No, it's true. We
But
are.
I'm a battery guy, and so like my weed eater. We bought the new house, and let's see, what was the first thing that happened? Was I didn't even buy it. My wife did. It was a one of those hedge things, that like trim the hedges.
Yeah, hedge trimmer.
Is that what they're called? Are they
Yeah.
really called that? Oh,
I think
that's
so.
cool. Yeah, it's like all the stuff goes flying. All the branches and everything.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
shrubs
hedge
and
trimmer.
stuff.
Yeah. So she goes and gets a Black and Decker.
Shut up,
one.
Ball.
What did he say? Easy gift card. That's awesome. It's a look. I've been seeing convictions here. It's gonna be a Mad Max world, and she's got a huge hospital generator house. I'm like, but she's so much cooler than I even realized.
But like you said, everybody's going to know she's got it
Yeah.
in a Mad Max world. So you
Yeah,
better,
which
you
is
better
which
be
is
able
going to
to
get
protect
us to our next topic here, real quick. But just real quick on the that hedge trimmer. It's a Black and Decker. I'm like, oh, geez. I was like, she goes, it's the cheapest one they had. I'm like, okay. I mean, heck, you bought it. I'm not gonna say no. And I was amazed with how well this thing worked. So then, of course, we find our weed eater. Everything had been in storage for a while, and the weed eater is just like, yeah, this thing sucks. So we went and got a Black and Decker battery powered weed eater. And I'll never forget, I got into an argument checking out. The chick goes, oh, these are really good for the environment. And I looked at her and I was like,
No, they're not.
no, they're not. She goes, yeah, they're just electric. And I
How are
said,
you going to power it?
I said, I did. I was like, where do you think the electricity comes from? That little
from the
outlet.
wall.
There's magical fairies
It's
rub
the
their
wall
wings
fairy.
together.
The wall fairy gives me the power.
Yeah, they're rubbing their wings together, and that creates electricity. And I'm like, really? I'm like,
Not the coal plant down the street. That doesn't do it at all.
no. I'm like, this is a lot worse with the all the lead and all the lithium and all that stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
but that weed eater, I was like, this is the most amazing thing in the world. Why would I ever go back to gas? Now I've looked at like lawnmowers and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't have one. I just know that yes, I do give you a hard time about it. But man, yeah, I was one of the first people onto that electric deal. I don't know.
Well, I've got all the ego stuff. I've got the lawnmower, the trimmer, the weed eater, the chainsaw, the hedge trimmer.
You're smart. You stuck with a name brand.
Yeah, I stuck. Yeah, well, I stuck with one brand, and
so you have all the batteries.
Yeah, so you have the batteries that interchange on.
See
everything.
me, I'm a
oh, good night, Mountain Girl.
Oh, see you, Mountain Girl. She's got to run off.
Yeah, she's literally going to run off.
Yeah, she's got to run over to Knoxville.
It's getting late. She's got 6 miles to run.
Well, I don't know how far Knoxville is from her, but she's got to hurry up over there with those baklavas. Anyway, so yeah, you said you make a lot of noise.
Generators do. Inverters make less, but yeah.
So next thing is, how do you protect them?
Okay, well, chaining them. That's the best way. Big, thick chain, and either you either attach them to something heavier than anybody could lift it in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly don't put them in the front if you can. But get a chain that nobody can break. A really, really thick chain. Don't buy a cheap-ass chain at Home Depot. Buy one of those trailer chains that's really, 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 really thick that you cannot break easy. And do your best to keep it in the backyard if you can.
Now,
and keep an eye on it.
And you're talking about
listen for it.
Yeah, true. Well, and you're talking about security now. That also reminds me. Do you consider cameras part of the security?
I do.
Or prepping? Do you consider that part of prepping, or is that a different show?
I've debated that because they just don't take enough power to not use them. But the only problem is if I'm running one TV.
Yeah.
The TV, I'm not going to be able to run the cameras. I mean, I could run them on the computer, I guess, but the kids will want to watch movies.
Are you not able to watch them through your phone?
Yeah, I can, but we're assuming everything's out.
Yeah.
That would include internet.
Okay, well, hold on. What about you keep saying that, and that's one of the things I was going to get. So, what about like 5G LTE?
What about it? It still runs on power. The power's out, it's out.
Yeah, but when the power goes out, they were on generators. The cell towers. They got like 3 days of generator power.
You're assuming they worked. They didn't work around here when the ice storm hit. They were out.
Did they not work because they didn't have power, or did they not work because they got overloaded?
I don't know what the reason was. I just knew they were out.
Okay.
You just can't assume they're going to work.
See, like Katrina, they were overloaded.
Yeah.
And so our friend Mother Goose, he works for a cell phone, and I've asked him a million questions about all this stuff, and it's amazing, really. But yeah, it should, like, all their stuff should always work unless you get things like just an overload.
But let's say it did work. Let's say your phone did work, but your internet at your house wouldn't work because it's connected to the power grid. So you couldn't access the cameras because your own internet wasn't working, even if your phone was.
Well, that's what I was going to ask is, have you ever thought about I
mean, worst comes to worst, I can hook a monitor to it. I can hook a small monitor to it.
Well, I was wondering what you thought about the Verizon's doing it now, where they have like a 5G for your house. Okay. That's all I need to hear an IT guy say that.
No, there's still too many questions about the power requirements for 5G and the equipment. I know a couple guys who work on those things. Mm-hmm. The shielding they have to put on makes me a little nervous to be throwing that in the house.
That's weird.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
It just for a lot more power. I mean, 4G is powerful. 5G requires a lot more power, and that's the biggest reason.
Look at Volstorm.
I'm watching Invasion USA, Volstorm, getting tips.
What are you watching during the Invasion? And then RJ63 says distracting.
I'm watching Burt Gomer. What would Burt Gomer do?
Look at this. Convictions is my gal, man. I love her. This is dangerous. You know what's happening. You know what's happening, Guava. We're taking over the internet.
It's true.
We really are. So we talked about security stuff, and I know that's a simp way to say. So
I mean, we gonna talk about rounds, like how many rounds you have on?
Yeah, tap? That's what we're gonna go to next.
Okay.
And I know that people get.
We're not gonna talk about what we personally have.
Yes.
We're just gonna talk about
everything I have is airsoft. I don't believe.
Yeah, I have nothing but airsoft as well, and some super soakers. if
Oh,
somebody
I
gets
love
really out of
super
hand.
soakers. Yes, you could put cayenne pepper
Oh
in
yeah,
there. That's a great idea. The
those were the really unruly neighbors.
airsoft though, they're fun, but real guns are loud and scary,
They are,
and gunpowder is
and I'm
bad to
sensitive.
inhale. Do what?
I'm sensitive, so yeah.
I'm very sensitive. Well, it's funny that when I had my transition, that my feelings never changed.
Oh God.
So
Oh
yes,
Jesus. All right, so we're back to airsoft. For each kind of airsoft,
Nerf.
I like to keep between 2,000 and 3,000 airsoft pellets on hand for each
Okay,
caliber of airsoft gun.
okay. Oh man. Okay. This is so hard for me. First of all, uh,
I'm not saying that's what I have. I could have
airsoft,
more.
airsoft pellet storage units. How many per airsoft gun?
You mean how many airsoft boxes I have?
No, like yeah, the things that store them that
Yeah,
the feeding tanks, the feeding
the feeding
tanks.
tanks. Yeah, I have 12 that I can think of.
Is that what? No, do you like that per gun or per gun's not the right word? Per
Per
airsoft.
airsoft? No, I was thinking 12 total. Probably 3 to 4 per airsoft caliber.
2 to 3,
Three to
really?
four. 3 to 4
3 to 4. I do 10.
for each.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, that's just you're just more prepared.
No, I figure that like 10's what it needs to be. I
I
fought this.
understand. I do understand.
So I have a very dear friend of mine that was in the Navy. I know there's a bunch of jokes about seamen in there, but he he did logistics. And what you don't realize is that no other branch of the military has logistics capabilities. So he told me one day, he's like, "Yeah, I'm shipping out to Afghanistan," and I tell him, I'm like, "Dude, like this is the problem with the Navy." And I don't know. I was like, "You might want to tell this to somebody because they might promote you once you tell them this." Afghanistan is a landlocked country. You can't take ships there. He was like, no, the whole thing is that he does the logistics. So you go from like this base to that base
Yeah.
is getting all the supplies to and from, right? So I've asked him a bunch. Basically, do you see the movie Iron Man?
Sure.
You know where Tony Stark is sitting in the Hummer and it gets blown
Yeah,
up?
it gets blown up. Yeah.
He sat in the Hummer. And so that was exactly how it was. Like you had three of them going out, right? Unless you had they had like armored Suburbans also.
Right.
But so you had three of those things going out. So he starts breaking. And the guy, he's a nuclear engineer, so they're weird. And he starts.
Oh, he's a nuker. Don't they
yeah.
call them nukers in the Navy?
Nukes.
Nukes to
Yeah,
nukes. Yeah.
yeah, he's a nuke.
I knew a guy like that. You really have 10 for each caliber of soft shooter? Wow, that's impressive.
For no,
That's
yeah.
impressive. That's impressive. I don't have anything near that because Biden's made airsoft ammo so expensive.
Oh no, hold on. You're talking about no, not ammo. Maybe we're not talking right. I'm talking about the things that hold the.
Oh, you're talking about the starts rhymes with lips.
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I don't have a crazy amount of those. I probably have. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I probably have 6 or 7 for each caliber
See, that's what
of airsoft rifle.
So
Yes. Okay. I thought
he
you
said,
meant you had.
oh,
You were
like
talking
crates of ammo.
I thought you had crates of airsoft ammo.
Oh no,
and
no,
I
no,
went,
no,
Jesus.
no, dude, I'm not
That'd be
rich.
great.
That'd be so
great.
cool, man. I'd be like, come on up, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
I got plenty of airsoft for all you.
that's right. No, I wish.
But yes. But 10 is a
Crossbow,
great number.
crossbow.
7 to 10. I
So
don't
that-
have a crossbow. I don't have crossbow. I know friends who have those.
I think that'd be cool. There's some really neat ones out there.
It's a great way to hunt. A great way to stay quiet. Nobody's gonna know what you got.
Well, my buddy was in the Navy, so he did. They pack out. There's one in their M16s, right?
Yeah.
In their A4s, and they carry six spare mags on them. And then on their M9s, they have one in there and two spares. So he's like, what's that? 210 for the carbine and 45 for his sidearm. He said that, what is it? However many people he has right there, like in the Humvees, it's like, so it's four to in a vehicle. You have three of them going. What was that? 12 people. The life expectancy. Do you know this by any chance?
No, I
Do you
don't.
want to take a guess? Because this is something that I've never thought of
Okay, so
before.
on patrol in Afghanistan, life expectancy.
If something happens and you're broke down and you're in a firefight,
Oh,
and
God.
you've got your M4, which is 7 magazines.
Okay, okay. Wow. 20%.
No, like how long do you think your life is before it reaches zero?
I mean, how many minutes?
Yeah, that's it's broken
I
down
mean,
to minutes.
is this like a second lieutenant in Vietnam? How long that
Yeah,
lasted?
yeah. Well, I mean, he was
That was 4 minutes. I remember that. In a hot LZ, it was 4 minutes.
yeah, he was a lieutenant when he told me this. Um,
I don't know.
so in a firefight, 12 guys. It was without air support. Their maximum life expectancy is 45 minutes.
Wow.
Hey, so you have to get a plane there in 45 minutes, or they're all gone. And they know it every time. And he's like, we're an hour and a half, or was each way, something like that. It's just it's freaky. It's absolutely freaky to think about. And so that's what my whole thing is. I kind of take that as for everything, is that you figure 7 mags is a 45 minutes is how long you're gonna live.
Well, they're dealing with full auto though.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's a lot, but I mean, that kind of gave me a base. So
But
yeah,
no, I
that's
understand your reasoning. Yeah.
so I'd like to. So that's when I was like, my number is that per airsoft replica is 10 magazines.
Yeah.
Now I don't
Of
have that.
airsoft, I have
Airsoft.
I have 7. I want to say
Uh huh.
for my 40 airsoft. I have 8 for my PS90 airsoft.
That's awesome. You need to pop those numbers up, man,
Yeah.
because that thing's awesome.
I love that thing, but it's
Dude,
God, it's expensive to shoot. Oh, I don't even get near it right now. I know it's accurate. That's all I need to know.
yeah.
And for the 40 airsoft, I think I've got 5. So not
It,
that many. But we're not talking about rifle. Rifle's a different story than just an airsoft pistol.
yes. What do you got rifle wise?
A PS90 airsoft.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
That's it. I mean, well, okay. I mean, I got a 30-06 airsoft. But
Oh, okay. I was just wondering, like, so when your go-to is it's the PS90, then, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes, for multiple rounds, yeah, that kind of situation. I mean, first it'd be a shotgun,
Uh huh.
airsoft shotgun. My Benelli airsoft shotgun. That's what I would go to first
Oh
for close
yeah.
quarter. For
Yes.
close quarter, that's where I go.
Yes.
But yeah, for rifle, PS90.
Yeah.
I got it years ago before they are.
Oh, because they're
You know,
awesome, man. They're
they're
awesome.
great, but they're expensive.
Yeah, I absolutely would love to have one.
But they kick like a 22. It's fantastic.
Oh, it's great. And yours is an SPR too, right?
Yep.
Do you have a
I have the 10-inch airsoft.
the 10 inch?
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a little bit more.
Gotta pay the government for that.
Yeah, sure you do. Now with the SPR, you gotta tell them when you leave the county, don't you?
No,
Or like you have to put on like what counties you're going to go to or something.
no, I didn't have to do that. Not to get the permission. They just wanted $250.
Oh well, that's easier than I thought. Um, let's see here. I was
What is
looking at
dictionary
this.
talking about? No and
No and no,
y'all
y'all getting to work. I have no idea.
We're not reading enough of the chat.
No, of course not. Of course
But
not.
Bo, like what Vol was saying, bows are. I mean, for prep work, You can reuse them. You can reuse the arrows. They go far. They don't make any noise.
It's funny. That's where The Walking Dead again comes in, because Daryl, that character in there, had a crossbow, and I was like, that is so genius.
They're not cheap either, though. I've looked into
No,
them.
they're not. They're not. They're all expensive. Gosh, I'm trying to think. So then, like, for protection, so like when all this stuff happened, did you carry your airsoft around with you?
Not during that winter storm because nobody was out. It was too damn cold. I have a
That's
couple
so
neighbors that
weird.
we talked about patrols. We talked about it. Like if
So your
something really
neighbors are
happened.
cool.
Yeah, I've got a couple neighbors that are pretty cool, and we talked about doing patrols. If it got bad enough, we've got a couple places that aren't very nice that are half mile, a quarter away that might be a problem. So yeah, we talked about doing patrols, and they're
Oh,
armed
that's
to the
cool.
damn teeth.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're like Vol.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I forgot. Like, see, like my neighborhood, I don't even know my neighbors, but I know like member of the SWAT team lives here.
oh no, that's great. If you've got SWAT in the neighborhood, that's even better.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's cool. Like,
We're just weekend warriors.
oh no, this guy's SWAT. I've got a guy. He just got out of the Marines. He was a machine gunner. Next door neighbor is an Air Force mechanic. The guy across the street, I forget what he did in the Army, but yeah, everybody here is the
I've only
guy that
got
was,
two. I've only got two that I can rely on.
oh, I don't rely on anybody.
Well, I
That's
mean,
the
as
whole
far
key.
as knowing what they would do for us, yeah, I got two that I would at least trust. Nobody else, though. I mean, you have a lot more people in your neighborhood who are at least open to the idea.
Well, I mean, this is Tennessee, man. Like, we have
Yeah.
like Tennessee, percentage wise, is twice the amount of guns as Texas. Imagine that.
Well, and we've had a lot of people coming in from California.
Yeah.
Different set of values.
But it's so funny to me that it's always like, oh, I've heard my whole life like Texas and guns, and I'm not putting it down at all. But I'm just saying, like, when you start looking at percentages, I was like, do you know what state is the highest percentage for guns?
No,
Alabama.
really.
At least they are for concealed carry. Yeah,
Well, I would think it'd be a deep South state, especially for the hunting.
well,
I mean,
yeah.
we have hog hunting here.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that one time too.
Yeah, I got a neighbor the neighbor I go shooting with every, we go
Sunday?
airsoft shotgun every Sunday. He wants to go. He wants to go boar hunting this fall. I went,
Has he ever been
okay.
before? What does it take
He's
to
never
do
been.
that?
I've been, but I was with a guide, so I don't know how much that would count.
Would you
and
go in
something
a helicopter and do all
No,
that?
I wish. That's expensive.
Okay,
That's
you're not
really
like
expensive.
you're not like
that was like
Nugent
that was like 800 to 1500. I looked into that.
for a helicopter.
Yeah, for the helicopter one. But for just doing it on the ground, I think it was $200 I paid. I wanted to get an idea of what it was like.
Uh
And he's like, you don't bring anything but your rifles. You're not shooting with pistols. These things will charge you and they'll kill you.
Yeah, they will. They will. Now there are people in Tennessee that hunt them with knives.
Yeah, that takes a special kind of balls that I do not possess.
It's,
I just don't have the skill. I don't have the skill to do it.
Oh no, dude. Well,
And
these
you'd have
people.
to have the skill.
Well, I've talked about Melungeons before. It is. These are those people. Do you know Sergeant York?
Oh yeah, the
So
original.
yeah, he's from Tennessee, or was.
I should have known this was going to come back to Tennessee.
Well, no, I was talking about hog hunting, and like where because like how he like captured like 200 Germans.
Right, when he shot a whole bunch. Yeah.
Yeah, he said just did 'em like he did turkeys. So
Yeah.
he's from Jamestown, Tennessee, and there's supposed to be like a phenomenal hunting club up there where they do boar hunting, and they do that knife hunting. And I'm like, you people are nuts. You're absolutely nuts. And if those people, if you're listening now and you haven't been grossed out or whatever else,
Or bored.
yeah, bored, is there we go. Look at this one.
Yeah, that's true. We do.
Is wild boar are an invasive species
Oh, are they?
and they destroy everything. and
Yes, they do.
they'll
It's
take
really
over.
amazing how much they'll do.
I
They do
mean,
destroy. I mean, they just destroy.
all your crops gone,
Oh yeah,
all of your
fencing,
wildlife gone.
fencing, gone. They'll go right
Yeah,
through it. They don't care.
it's amazing. The only thing I've seen to stop a boar is a bear.
We don't have enough bears down here to do it.
Yeah. Did you ever see that video, by the way? Did I ever play that?
I don't think so.
I'll have
You
to
know,
find
bear
that and
take
send
down a
it to you.
boar.
Yeah, in the Smoky Mountains.
Really?
Yes, dude. Dude, it's the craziest thing. Well, anyway, so yeah, that's the whole thing about hunting those things. But they're so invasive. They're worse than coyote. Like if you don't put coyotes and boars in check, those would be the only two animals left in existence. They're just
Probably.
assholes. They're
Yeah,
just
they are.
assholes.
They're absolute assholes. Yeah.
So when you went, you said take a rifle, and that was it, right? You didn't have to do.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, you had they encouraged you to take a pistol, but they said don't use it. It's only for if something charged you and you didn't have time to get the rifle. But for hunting them, they wanted rifle only. But you could keep a pistol for close quarters if there was a problem.
And did they suggest the caliber or anything?
Well, I had a 30-06 and he was fine with that. So
What about for a handgun though?
he didn't say. I had a 40 with me, so
Uh-huh.
he didn't have a problem with a 40.
There's a video of a.
I mean, I don't think you'd want a 32.
No.
You'd be a 9 or higher.
Well, there's a video. I'm talking 10 millimeter, man.
Yeah, I saw ball. Yeah.
Yeah, he and I are both on that 10 millimeter train. We want it so bad.
What, the socket or the gun?
How come a 10 millimeter socket's always good disappearing?
They do.
I trust thee, myself, and I may not be
No.
say.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. You can't trust anybody.
I mean, and you kept me in check. You know, I said I have 2 friends in the neighborhood. And you said, yeah, but can you trust them in a crisis? Well, don't know. Never been in a crisis with them. Don't know.
Yeah,
You hope.
That's-
But
you can trust them as long as it serves their self interest,
yes, that's true.
and you just gotta be humble, quiet, and dumb during the whole thing. Which dumb I'm great at.
Yeah, I was thinking dumb. I got 1 out of 3. That's
Dude,
not bad.
man, I can handle that one. But yeah, the rest of the stuff is I don't know. But no, the boar hunting though, that interests me because the guy who my wife's hairstylist, he rents land to go boar hunting, but that dummy, he like got some and cleans them and eats them. Here
yeah.
they're disgusting.
No, I tasted it. It wasn't bad.
So you're
I've had ham. I've had boar ham. It was fine.
like the hunts like I've heard is that you just shoot them all day long and just leave them there. And let
It depends on where you are. Some areas they don't let you do that. That
Oh,
you need
really?
you need to take it off the property. Yeah, they don't let you keep it because it just attracts other animals.
That's a good point.
Some places you can't. I mean, like obviously the helicopter guys, they're doing that in property that doesn't care as long as you kill them. As long as they're dead, they're fine with it.
That's
I mean, that's like what is it? Full Metal Jacket with the guy in the helicopter. Get some.
yes.
It's like
yes.
that guy. It's like that guy
Women,
with boars.
children.
You just
How
don't
do you
lead 'em.
shoot them? You don't lead as
'em
much. That's such a great movie.
But yeah, that's. I mean, it really is. I mean, they're using a rifle. They don't use like a machine gun. They're actually using rifles, even on the choppers. It's not like they're mowing them down with a M16.
Why not, man? That sounds a lot more fun.
That's interesting. I didn't know that, RJ.
I didn't know it either.
I really thought
Look
that
at
they
this.
were native.
I have a daughter who's like a GI Jane, and she's a great survivalist. Now wait a second. So your daughter is Jada Pinkett Smith?
I had the Rambo knife when I was a kid.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
compass and everything.
That's awesome. The problem is that they don't have a full tang. You know, as you get older, you're like, oh, wait a second, those things just snap. Hey, are you into knives?
Not terribly. I mean, I've got pocket knives, but
You
I'm not into knives.
Here's what I want you to get. I want you to look up Randall Knives. I want you to go ahead and put your name down the list.
Okay, now you're getting into. All right, I'll look it up. But
So Randall was a guy in Orlando, Florida, and during World War II, somebody's like, man,
Oh,
I'm
see, these are
getting.
real knives. These aren't knives with like a coyote on the side of them.
Oh no.
You know what I'm talking about? The knife shows. You ever had the knife
Oh
shows?
yeah, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Are
If
you
I
kidding me, man? Like I go to Smoky Mountain Knife Works, man. I know all about every tchotchke knife there is, and then you go over to like the oh my gosh, that thing costs more than a car knives. You know?
Oh yeah, I would do that to the wife if she gets mouthy. I'll turn on the knife show and then I'll take the batteries out of the remote.
Oh wait, are you talking about the guy who's got the like the butt cut
Yeah,
selling knives? I
yeah,
know him,
yeah.
dude. I know that guy. He's so cool, man.
Damn, 465 for one knife?
Yes, that's what I want you to get. It
Holy
takes
shit!
5 years for it for them to make it for you.
Damn.
And look at the history of the original Randall in World War II. And when you see that, you're gonna fall in love with it by the time you're done.
You know, I was on the all-purpose fighting knife.
I think that's it, man. I think that's the
460
one.
bucks.
Yeah, that was the one that they stormed Normandy with.
Do you know how big of a generator you can get with that?
Yeah, but
Big
man,
generator, buddy.
yeah, you have that knife, and you can go take any generator you want.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
That's cool. Oh, here we go. Now we're into the buoys.
no, I
Yeah,
got it.
sportsman buoy, buddy.
Yeah, but the Randall knives, man, that's my one, and I'm disappointed in myself. Had the money because it's like $50 deposit, and I was gonna do it, and man, just stuff started happening, and then now I'm like,
You still only got one monitor.
yeah, see,
$200 to get another monitor.
yeah, well, I was
work
thinking
on
about
that.
TV. Yeah, what size monitor did you say I need?
I mean, Paul's right. 27's a good one. 27's a good size. 24 would be fine for you. If you're on a 13 right now, 24 would be big.
What I thought of earlier is
Price point 24 is better for you.
oh, that was Grim I was talking to about monitors. The 24 is the best price point.
Yeah, for the size.
But
yeah.
hold on though, I don't want 1080p. I want I'd like to have
What
a
do you
4K.
want, 4K?
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Well, look
Because
at you.
well, see the Mac it outputs in 5K.
Oh, God.
What?
We're back to the max again, huh?
Yes, that'd be cool. Now here's the other thing is that and I gotta watch some videos and see if this works. Is that with Mac you could use a iPad as a second monitor.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. And so I just
All right, $400. You're looking for a 24 with 4K.
will that work? How much?
Do you want a
400
4K? Yeah, $400. I mean, there's an LG on here, 24. I don't think it's a 4K though.
What's what is the? Did they have like it's
Yeah,
the
this one's
2K? What's
Well,
that?
that's 1080p. You're in a 1080p if it's 2K.
No, but there's one that they have that's between 4K and 1080p. I thought.
I don't know of it if there is one. All right, here's one for 179. It's 2560 by 1440. I don't know what K that is.
Yeah,
It's an
that's
LG.
enough. Yeah, Cool
That's on
Frog.
Amazon.
Cool Frog says 27-inch or go home. Checking Convictions hates Apple.
It's 32, you tall son of a bitch. That's where you start.
How big is yours?
I got two
Wait, so
32s.
that sounded weird.
Clip that. Somebody clip that. 30. I have two 32-inch Dells. Big suckers. 4K.
Oh, and Dells too, man. Those are nice.
Oh, yeah.
Are they curved?
No, I don't like curved.
Really?
No.
I love.
I talked to my
curved
wife.
TVs.
She didn't like curved either.
Oh man, mine's curved. Curved to the left.
To
Yeah,
each their own.
yeah. It's I have a friend of mine.
No, I don't
says-
like curve because I've got two. If you got a single monitor, curve works fine, but not if you've got two of them.
You can't do them like.
Well, you could, but it just looked funny, in my opinion. I don't know what this is. QHD 2560 by
Yeah.
1440.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
the
if that's 2K. Okay, that's 179. That's an LG.
There you go.
That's 179. It's 10% off.
Yeah,
And that's a 24. Because 27, if you go to 27 for the same one, it's 246, so $60 more.
So what I need to get a long cord to run to my TV.
That'd be cheaper.
Yeah, right.
Well, they do wireless now. You can have wireless HDMI. For $100, you can get wireless HDMI.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real cool. If I can do it with in my other rooms, I've got two Apple TVs, and I can hook. Oh, hey, what about Roku? You can do that
Rokus?
wireless. Yeah, Roku. How do you say it?
You probably saying it right. I'm probably saying it wrong, but
I
yeah.
don't know, dude. Have you heard me talk?
Roku.
I butcher everything.
But my model, I was looking at the model number for mine. They're the what is this? The US U30190Qs. That's mine. Those are my buddies. But see, I keep monitors for 10 years before I get rid of them. These suckers are $850 a pop. But I keep them for 10 years.
Oh,
So.
dude. Like,
But dude, this is my business. So.
Oh, well, that's a good point.
You got to remember that.
Are you working from home since the pandemic?
Always, yeah. We're not even thinking about going back.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, my wife, man, that happened to her. She got moved to home. And my wife, like, see, like me, like, I couldn't do it, man. It would drive me nuts, I think. I don't know. The whole home thing.
Oh, no,
even though that's what I'm doing right now, but I mean, like I hate it. Like the whole, like, it's, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, I guess. Like,
did you see the Dilbert? There's a Dilbert cartoon on it. It was hilarious.
No, I haven't seen it.
Because the manager gets on the call with all of them and says, we're thinking about you guys coming back to the office, and one of them yelled, "I'd rather die."
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Do you wear pants while you're working?
Hell no.
Okay, so that's what...
but I have pants in the room because still got kids in the house. So, yeah, I put the pants on when I go out.
Well, like, hold on. Like, I mean, like, do you wear shorts, though? That's what I'm talking about.
I got shorts on, but I don't wear pants unless I'm out of the room.
Wait a second. Like, you know...
Like, I don't like running around in shorts.
I'm not... When I say shorts, I don't mean underwear. I mean, like, like cargo shorts.
Cargo shorts. I don't even have those.
Really?
No.
Okay, that's funny. So,
I got jeans and jeans.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm surprised you don't have Bill's khakis. Dude, as a
khakis guy.
As a prepper though, man, Bill's khakis. That seems like that'd be you. Bill's khakis. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Bill's khakis. Yeah, they're based off the World War II design. Again, jeans there we go. World War II. You don't have the Stone Cold Steve Austin jean shorts?
I can't say that I do.
Oh man, I thought everybody from Texas wore those.
I used to when I was a kid. Yeah, I had the denim jacket back in the day. That's
awesome. Denim jackets are awesome.
Yes,
they need to be brought back. Well, here's what's funny. So this goes back. This is still the prepper conversation about this.
Yeah, we're still in prepper.
So when the pandemic hit, I used to not like cargo pants or cargo shorts. And then all of a sudden the pandemic hit, and I was like...
Okay, I'm going to have to pick up some Dickies because Diva said Dickies are nothing.
Is that... but she's talking about overalls.
Oh, never mind.
I don't know. But my thing is that the pockets, all of a sudden I was like, this is awesome. This is, because... I don't know why. It's like everything was different during the pandemic. It's like I found myself needing things that I didn't need before. And I think that's where this whole prepping thing goes back to.
So prepper clothes you're into, yeah.
Yeah, like, you got to have...
I got a shooting vest if I want that.
Dude, that's hilarious. Do you have the ones that look like the old guy camera vest?
No, mine's camo.
Oh, that's good.
It's got it's got 8,000 pockets on it if I wanted anything.
That's awesome.
Yes, ma'am. I'll pick those up.
So here's one that got me with the whole prepping thing. Is I realized, have you ever seen the? Gosh, I'm gonna mess it up now. It's the Gerber pocket knife. It's an auto. It's an auto, but it's the. Gosh, why can't I think of the name now? It's the military one. Oh, crud.
Val and I were talking about knives, and I'm trying to remember the name of the company that I bought mine from. But I've got it's not a switchblade, but it's got the fast blade up and retract.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the damn thing, though. They said he shit all the time. It's got a lifetime warranty. That's all I cared about.
Well, if it's lifetime warranty, then it's got to be a good deal, right?
I thought so. I'm trying to remember the name of it, though.
The 06, that's what it is. The Gerber 06. It's it's military. It's like it has the military number. I was like,
Viper
there's like,
Tech. Viper Tech.
oh yeah, Viper Tech, man. I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are like really reasonable priced.
They're not bad. I mean, the one I got was the blade comes, out and it went from a snap position.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good knife, and it was 120.
That's awesome. Yeah,
But yeah, like
is it like the side where like it flips out like that, or is
no,
it come
flips,
out?
no, it flips from the top.
Out the front.
Yeah.
Well, these Gerber '06 autos, like the military uses them, and like I would played around with them and stuff, and I was like, gosh, it's so big, which I'm not used to being told that, but it was like I'm like these things are so big and it's heavy, and you
Oh,
push
so it comes out from the side, right?
yeah, and you push the
Okay.
button, and it's this long, slow.
Yeah, I see them. They're
And it
big.
goes thud. There's a big thud when it locks. So I talked myself out of wanting one of those. Then the pandemic hit, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, I'd like this."
I think Vol just outed you.
I do like Muddy Girl camo, the hot pink. I think it's awesome. Have you ever seen those?
I've seen them.
Yeah, I love that, dude.
Don't have any. Sorry.
I'd love to have a 1022 in Muddy Girl. That'd be so awesome.
Muddy Girl
But-
just sounds dirty.
I know, doesn't it though? Oh, wait a second. Now, for some reason, when you said that, I imagined Mountain Girl. I'm like, wait a second. No,
No, I didn't imagine Mountain Girl, you sick bastard. I was just
No,
I was
but it's
staying
like
with Muddy Girl.
I was almost like it was like stuck on the end of my tongue. See, this is
Now,
Friday
see, now
night.
you're just making
We're
it
back
worse.
to Friday night. I know.
Yeah, we are. We're Friday night again.
But yeah, so that was the first time though. It was during the pandemic. I was like, oh, like I kind of want this heavy duty thing now, and that was other stuff. It's all these little things. Maybe rethink stuff.
Yeah, you always want a good knife. I mean, that is part of the prep. You're right.
Yeah.
You need a good knife no matter what you have. I actually always have two knives on me. I have a pocket knife, and then I've got the Voltec knife. So I always have those two on me. And then and then of course you have your airsoft.
Yeah. How many airsoft do you have on you at one time?
Just one. I don't
Just
do an
one?
ankle. I don't do an ankle airsoft. If that's what you're talking about.
No, I got like 3.
Do you really?
Yeah.
When you go out, you must be fun at Walmart.
Well, I don't like. Why? Why do you say fun at Walmart?
Well, I'm just thinking if you have open carry, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't use that.
Yeah, no. See, I think you're an idiot if you do that.
Yeah.
Unless you're a cop or you're somebody who's trained, it's too easy for somebody to grab it.
Dude, I've gone over that a million times with my buddy who is a cop, and he's like,
Oh shit! Why am I losing points with Diva?
"You just, yeah, what happened?
I don't know. I gotta figure it out though.
Yeah,
Fast.
oh, you don't like Muddy Girl, maybe?
No, I didn't say Muddy Girl for me. I don't have my Muddy Girl. Muddy Girl with Diva? Yes, we're good with that.
That would be hot, man.
Yes,
Oh, with
it
the
would.
red hair. Oh my
Overalls?
gosh, yeah,
Woof.
dude. I've got a.
You really have 3 on you at one point. What the hell? What do you expect to run into?
I don't know, Bigfoot.
Mm.
I mean, what do you?
I mean, I
expect to
do have
run
I do
into?
have a friend who's a cop, and he's got 2 on him all the time. But
I
I
mean,
think it's because he's trained for that.
I don't like to reload.
Oh, I hear you on that.
I mean,
That's,
what's
yeah,
the?
I mean, I've got 10.
I'm American.
Oh, American.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
Yeah. How many do you have in your car?
That's the same one.
Oh yeah, dude. I've got like. Well, I gotta look for a couple of them, but
You know, that's the other prepper thing we haven't really talked about. You need a windshield breaker in the car at all times.
So yeah, the windshield breaker. You know what I've read, and because okay, so that's something else. And when we talk about our list of like websites to go to for like the food and everything else, there's also a lot of websites where you get a lot of really good information. And I
Yeah.
forgot about those, and I'd have to go back and find some of mine.
We're gonna need to make like a dock that you can.
We
put on.
really are. We're gonna have to work on this. This is
Yep.
our good deed for humanity.
We can do that.
And really, in the meantime, we'll just be sitting there like D&D nerds, going, "Oh man, this is so cool! Did you see this?" But anyway, it's Prepper D&D here. So,
Well, on the power stuff, I'm just gonna have to stop myself. I'll get to page 8, and I'm like, no, you need to stop now. Slow
that's
down.
so funny, man. Like that storm messed you up. You've got like
Yeah.
PTSD from that.
It really
I
it
don't
did
mean that in
kind
a
of.
bad way. I don't mean that
Well,
in a bad way. I mean that with
no,
full
no, no,
respect.
no. I mean, but you, and you know why? Because you have family too. You are. I'm sorry. You are
You're
the man of
the
the house. You're
yeah.
looking around at a room full of people that are dependent upon you, and all you're sitting here with a fucking 2,000-watt generator. That's more than most.
Yeah.
But you're thinking to myself, I'm not providing for my family. I'm looking at my kids shivering. I see my wife shivering. I see my mother-in-law. You see all that, and
Yeah.
you're thinking, I need to do better than this.
Well, and you know what's
Something needs to
funny
happen.
is that they will never appreciate it.
No,
You
no, they
know?
they really won't. Now they do at some point. You get the oh, thank you so much. You get that, but you don't. I don't think they're not feeling it the way you are,
No.
but they're
No.
really not supposed to.
You know, yeah.
You're the provider.
The best part is you look there and you go, yeah, I did that. Like
Exactly.
that was me during the pandemic. Like I had toilet paper. My wife didn't know I had this stuff stored, and she's like, one. I mean, I had it for years, and I mean that. Well, I'll tell you what, Venezuela it got me because they ran out of toilet paper, and I was like, holy cow, that's a possibility. So my wife was like, we couldn't find toilet paper for a couple months.
We use paper
And
towel. Actually use paper towels for a while.
did you really?
They worked fine.
But I mean, I didn't know you had to. That's crazy, man.
Well, for a while, yeah. Toilet paper was actually worse than milk for a while.
Really? Well, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it was worse than like milk. We never ran out of milk. That was never a problem. Well, we got a lot of dairy farms around.
Yeah. See, again, we're talking about two different parts of the country.
That's what's
We're
so
a
great.
big city.
I love this. Think about this. Like you don't get this anywhere else. People don't bring this out. It's a great conversation. Now, for me and for you, it is. But
No, but it is true because we're looking at it from different perspectives based on where we live.
yeah, how many times have I said, "Did you really?" And I mean that each time. It's so shocking to me. But with the toilet paper shortage, she said, "What would we do if She's like, "I'm not worried about it because we have enough right now." But she's like, "What do we do if we don't have any more?" And I said, "Well, so I had a bag that was actually in the room that she's been using for an office, and I guess she had no idea it was even in there." And I unzipped the thing. And I had like 12 rolls what's this stuff? Cottonelle, vitamin E toilet paper. And she's like, I forget what she said. I was like, yeah. I was like, well, hold on. And then I went to a closet in the house. I pulled out like 8 more rolls. And then I said, yeah. And I was like, if you go out in the garage. And she's like, I had no idea this was here. I had like 30 rolls of toilet paper. And of course,
Oh, that's
she's,
funny.
yeah. And I was like, but now, I mean, we're stocked up on them. You ought to see, like, we probably have like 50 rolls of toilet paper right now. She's like, I will never run out of toilet paper again. And same thing with Viva paper towels.
Oh, there's no better towel on the planet than Viva.
Oh
Viva
my
is
gosh.
where it's at.
Dude, I'm having a nerdgasm right now. I
It is.
cannot
There's,
believe
there's
that.
no argument. There's really no argument.
Anybody who tries to argue that, like,
No, you're an idiot if you do.
I'm like, you're not saving money either. That's the key.
No,
They're like,
you're not.
oh, it costs so much more. I've used the same Viva paper towel like 2 or 3 times.
But that's what we used when we ran out of toilet paper. We use
Like,
Viva.
well, I mean, it had to be pretty good. I don't
It's
know how
not bad. It really isn't.
I
The
can't
only thing you have to worry
imagine-
about your pipes. Make sure your pipes are good. But
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Do you keep Drano on hand?
actually, I have what is it? Muriatic acid.
Oh yes. Yeah, that's good.
I got
stuff.
muriatic acid on if I need it. Had to use it a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, depending on how bad it is. 4 people in the house. Things get clogged, especially
That's-
taco night.
Oh, that's funny, man. Though, I mean, I just,
That stuff you got to be careful with. They call it liquid fire, I think is what the brand I used.
oh gosh, where do you even find that?
Oh,
In Texas.
Yeah, Texas. Yeah, there are plenty of small stores that you can get it. You can get it at Home Depot, I think.
Well, I got some. We had for some reason, when the weather changes, like the toilets don't want to flush right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, and it's not just my house; it was our last house too. And I'm like, what is going on here? So, like, I'm big on Drano, and I'll do the Drano every like couple of months just to like clean everything out.
Look at the Green Monster too. That stuff's good.
I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah, it's like a biodegradable it's kind of a natural thing, but it does clear clogs pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, called the Green Monster.
I'm gonna have to trust you on that because I don't get anything biodegradable.
No, this one I mean I wasn't the one who came up with it, but she found it and it worked. So,
Uh
you know what you were talking about drains though. In our neighborhood, all the houses were built in '68 or '70,
huh.
and we are watching the houses lose their system, their sewer system, and watching you always know because the house is dug up in the front where they're fixing the sewer line. So we know we're on. I mean, I've already got saving money up just in case it happens because it's like 30 grand if it goes.
It's time to move. Dude, it's time to move now.
It probably is.
Yeah, you need to tell your wife, like,
You have no idea how close I got. I think I told you about this. There was a house, or it was a log cabin. It was 3,000 square feet, two-story. It had an attached garage that was 2,000 square feet by itself. Okay, it was in the middle of a forest. It had Oklahoma sandstone in the back. It had a pond out front, and it was in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I was turned down. I wanted it so fucking bad. I was told we're not moving.
Why?
Well, we got family around here. That was the biggest thing. It was in Arkansas.
I hate family.
It was in Arkansas. It was absolutely my dream house. It was my dream house.
Yeah.
I hated it so much that we didn't get to do it. But
no, man, family's always ruining the.
Had a big basement for Diva and Sully. It was fantastic.
That's so awesome. They don't need that much space.
Want to keep them happy.
I can't wait for that movie, The Black Phone, to come out.
It really was, though, perfect. It really was. For everything I would want, it was perfect.
Jeez, dude. That's awesome.
Because I was thinking, the roofs were completely just enormous. I mean, you could put solar panels all the way across those things. Because they would be in the middle of nowhere, It was like, this is my dream house, so I was thinking big.
Hey, speaking of solar, and, I know we've been talking crazy about this stuff, and we'll jump off, man. I'm sorry to keep you on this long.
No, that's all right.
We're just going to have to do another one of these.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do like a Saturday afternoon or something,
If anybody's interested in solar, there's a great on YouTube in Georgia. They did an expose on solar power companies that you need to watch if you're even thinking about solar, where they show you how people get screwed. People were paying $70,000 to $90,000 for a solution they couldn't use. It was horrible. Gosh. Yeah. I mean, that's how much money. That's how these guys are pitching this stuff. I mean, I was pitching $20,000 doing it myself. You get somebody to do it for you. If you're a legitimate company, you're at $40,000. Illegitimate, they go insane. They just get an insane amount of money because people just don't know. Do your fucking research. An expert and I will help you with that.
Listen, what do you have for on solar? Like, I want to keep my cell phone charged.
I've got portable solar panels, and they're a little more money, but you can take them anywhere.
How many watts?
Well, each of the ones I've got are 350 a pop.
Oh gosh, man, you're heavy duty, man.
Well, yeah,
heavy duty. Like, I'm talking about, like, I'm literally, like, when I say Gold Zero, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about one of those little portable. Have you seen? They call them.
You mean like an 80 watt or something?
I don't know, but they call these things, these batteries, that they call them portable electric generators or whatever. But all
they just don't hold anything.
Yeah, they just are batteries.
Right, but that's what I've got. But I mean, you're talking serious money if you get any kind of big wattage.
Well, I'm just talking about like the little portable deals.
You mean like the battery pack the size of a wallet? You mean that kind of thing?
No. These things, they're like I don't know, like $400. Anchor makes one.
Yeah.
There's of course Gold Zero. Gold Zero's got some real big ones too, expensive ones. But
actually, Blue Eddy just came out with one that you'd really like on their website.
How do you spell it?
I think it's BLUETTI. Let me look it up. BLU. Oh, I knew it'd come up. BlueEddyPower.com. They're having a Father's Day sale right now.
Gifts for the heroes in our lives.
Yeah. But they've got a new. Okay, so you're on their website, right? So if you scroll down, you can see how much they're talking
right there.
about.
This first input, the EB3A solar generator.
See, there you go.
Like something like that. That's what I was talking about. It looks like a boombox.
Yeah, but if you go under shop and this is how much we're talking about pricing. Look at the Blue Eddy AC300. That's the first one under shop. Look how much that
Oh,
sucker is. Okay, that has no battery. That's $1,900 with no battery. You want a battery in that thing? You're another $2,000.
what makes these things so impeccable?
Well, these are for whole home. This is a
Okay.
starter pack for a whole home. They can go up to 12 kilowatt.
Oh, I see
Four,
where here's the home battery backup.
yeah, but you're looking at 10 grand if you do something like that. And again, we're talking just a
This
few
says
hours if you've got
5,000.
an AC.
It's
Well,
on
if you
sale
add
from
all the,
6,000.
but
Yeah,
look how many
for
batteries it's
one.
got. Yeah, you
This
get
for
one battery.
one.
That's all you got.
Um,
So okay, so you're looking at the roller one, the white one, the EP5500
yeah,
Pro.
yeah, right there it
Look, it
was.
says 3,000 watts. So
Yeah,
what we were talking about, if you're pulling 600 watts, you've got to do the math. You've got about
per
three and a half
hour, right?
hours. Three
Yeah.
and a half hours. So that's all you got.
Holy cow, man! This is like $1,300 for this little one here.
Yeah.
I was just looked at.
But we were talking the portable ones. Those are great. Those little bitty ones that you saw earlier, the newer ones. They're just like the EB3A. That's a great one. $250 gives you.
EB 3A.
Yeah, it's at the very top. Blue Eddy EB3A. Little $250. It's great for portable. It's got a handle on it. It'll do an output of 600 watts, but it's only got 268 watts to run on. So if you had small stuff like you were talking about tailgating, that'd be a great one for tailgating. If you're not pulling too much.
Yeah, so like, what can you? Our EB3A 250.
You could run. I mean, fans would be ideal. You could run.
I'm not worried about fans. I'm
So
worried
what do you want
about
to
like,
run? What do you want to run?
like, could I do a TV off this?
You could run TV off this. I don't know. Let's see how long. It depends on the TV. You could probably 268. That's not going to give you much. Maybe a couple hours off this one, in particular.
Now it's like the so let's see, how much is that? That's
You're talking about running
650.
TV though.
How long did you say?
Well, that 650 is the which one are you?
Had the EB3A. How long
Yeah,
could that run TV?
yeah, but not very long. A couple hours. That's it.
Okay.
Because look what it's
See,
putting out: 268 watts.
yeah.
TV will run you between 60 to 80 watts if it's a small TV.
A small TV. Okay.
Yeah, I mean you
So,
could have
like,
to look it up, but I
how
don't
many
know what
times?
they are now.
How many times could you charge your phone off this?
Oh my gosh, a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were to do this for charging phones,
So
shit.
I want to charge phones. I want to charge batteries. Flashlight batteries.
Easy.
It's stuff like that.
Yeah,
Your
that's
small
easy.
electronics. The biggest thing that bothers me is running out of batteries because I always say I'm afraid of the dark. I've got a buttload of flashlights.
Oh yeah, so do I. But okay, but you want to get the ones. This is why Blue Eddy's good. They've got the LiFePO batteries in there. You see the
Oh,
the
yeah, the
side
LiFePO, yeah, yeah. What's
That's what.
2,500?
Yeah, versus a lithium ion gets you about 300 life cycles.
Oh,
These
no
things will go
kidding.
2,500. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a
Oh,
big
yeah,
deal.
it is.
It's a big deal. This is the future. This is where they're going to go.
And that's only $250.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
If you're just needing something for small loads, this is a great one.
Now, okay, so it shows here that you got the PV120. I guess that's a 120 watt solar panel.
Mhm.
How long does it say on
How
there?
long would it take to charge that sucker up?
Yeah.
Okay, assuming best case scenario, if you've got a 100-watt solar panel, you'll get 75 watts, best case.
Okay.
So do the math. 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, it's
putting in
that
that much.
simple?
Yeah, it really is.
So 120, so we'll figure like that'd be like 100 watts basically.
Yeah.
And this is, how many is the battery? 600 watt?
No,
Was
it's
it?
not. It's 268, so it's not much. It'll do 600 watt pulling out, but it only has a 268 internal. So you could run something that will pull 700 watts or 600 watts, but you've only got 268 watts to work with.
Yeah, but how long does this take then to charge?
Well, it depends on the charge, So it's an hour for a plug-in, I think, and then 3 or 4 hours for a 100-watt solar panel. So it's a long time. It's a big commitment.
Yeah.
But see, the one I've got is the 200p. If you go under shop, you'll see that one, the AC 200p.
No, I don't see it. Oh,
It's
there
under
it
the
is. Yeah. I see it. Okay.
Okay, so this one will
Oh,
store
that's a big
2,000.
one.
Yeah, it stores 2,000 watts. It's 60 pounds, so you can carry
Mm-hmm.
it around.
Oh, wow.
But this is great. This would be a big one for tailgates. You wouldn't run out of power. You could run your grill, electric grill on this thing. You could run the TV,
Electric
no problem.
grill.
Well, you
What's
could.
that?
Well, you
Like a
could if you were doing
skillet?
like a skillet or panini maker, something like that. If
At
you
a
were doing.
tailgate? You guys
Well, you
do that
could.
in Texas?
I'm just teasing you.
Oh, yeah,
Jesus.
sure. No, man, I got
I got to do a panini grill. Are you kidding?
I've got a big green egg, man.
There you go. No, I was just it fans,
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But this is only 60 pounds, so you can carry it around at least.
Now, how
It's
long
not
would
too
this? How long does this take to charge on solar?
Ooh, well, solar's on this thing. I think it's 700 watt. Yeah, 700 watt max solar input. But even with my 350, remember it's not ideal. So
Yeah.
take off 50 watts even for ideal. So 600 watts maybe. So
Yeah.
it would take 3 or 4 hours.
Dude, that's a lot faster than I thought, though.
Well, but those are big, ugly, and each one of those damn solar panels is $800. So
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
exactly, solar's not the way to go right now.
No,
It's just not.
it's a good supplement, but
It's a good supplement. That's it. Very good, very great way to put it. But honestly, if I was in real trouble, I'd probably charge this thing up with my 2,000 watt generator.
there you go. And you do have that Champion, right?
Well, my mom has that one. Yeah,
What do you have? What's the big one?
I have
for
a
your
whole
house?
home. I've got the big ugly, the 23 kilowatt. The whole home generator ones that they're putting out
But
there.
who makes it?
You're gonna ask me that. I forgot the Generac.
Oh, Generac. Oh, yeah, dude. Those are really good.
Yeah, but they're god awful expensive. I mean, they're
Yeah.
god awful expensive. The 2,000 watt solution gets you a whole home.
Yeah.
The only difference is mine automatically starts up, but that
Yeah.
privilege cost me an extra 13,000 over the two.
Dude.
So, and they're more now. Now it's like 18 or 19,000 for a
What
solution.
So when you went in with the pamphlet and you showed your wife,
She didn't care because of what happened. This was
that
after the storm.
bad.
This was
That
after the storm.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Wow.
This was after the storm, dude. Raw emotions. And it took 10 months to get it in. But that 2,000 solution you could have in less than a week.
Yeah,
That's
the one
why I
from
push it so
Amazon.
much. That's when I push
Yeah.
it. That's why I push it so much. And I'm talking when I say 2,000, I mean 1,000 for the generator, and then another 1,000 for the electrician and the supplemental parts you would need to hook it up to the house. That's it, and you're ready to go. Less than a week, good to go. Nothing will beat that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I'm including that soft start on the AC, because that's like $350.
Gosh, man, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad. So you told us a lot tonight, man. And what's great about this is all this is from experience.
It
Like,
is.
everything else is like we're watching TV and stuff. I mean, like my experience was potatoes. I mean, that's lame, right? But I mean, I didn't know that was the thing that's going to affect my wife.
Well, I thought that was really interesting. That was her reaction and what she saw as important in the store.
Nothing else bothered her, but when she was out of potatoes, she's like, "That's serious stuff."
See, for our family, it was milk. Milk was the big thing, so that's what we paid attention to. So it's just interesting to see who looks at what.
See, I'm in Tennessee. Like, all they have to do is say, like, it's going to snow this weekend, and everybody rushes out to get the ingredients to make French toast. There's no eggs, there's no bread, there's no milk. I mean, that's just... Dude, I've seen Nashville where it's been without milk for several days.
And we just don't have runs like that unless there is a tornado coming, a big storm coming, but we usually don't get enough notice to raid the.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
supermarket.
how do you get those notices, man? That's
We don't.
weird.
Not for something like that. I mean, people in Florida though, they deal with this all the time.
Yeah, with hurricanes.
They know hurricanes are coming a week ahead of time, so the generators are out of stock.
Yeah.
All the food's out of stock. They're screwed. They're the best ones. If you ever go on YouTube, find some redneck with no teeth talking about generators. They know more than anybody.
That is awesome.
They do.
That tells me a lot about you too.
It's true.
Guava Ball has no teeth.
I'm missing one.
Jeez. One right up front.
That's another story for another time. No, it's not out front. Not out front. It's in the back, but
Oh, jeez.
it
All
costs
right.
a generator to replace it. So
Dude, it's so this makes so much sense though, and this it took a long time to come to this conclusion. Like, I see why you're so excited about it and so worked up about it. It makes me happy for you. I wish I was there. I wish that that's something I could just be like, oh yeah, this is cool. Oh man, it just hit me. I knew people that had a. Have you ever been to a house? Well, let me rephrase that. I went to a house that some really rich people built for Y2K.
Oh, really?
And dude, it was the coolest thing because you're walking through there. It's like they had whole home generator. They had stuff. They had their kitchen was real big, but it was basically like a 18th century kitchen where they had like a meat chopping block for killing chickens.
Oh, so they're full on prep.
They were like, this house was built by one of those people.
Okay.
It is the most amazing thing in the world, and yeah, I don't know why I just now thought about it. Yeah, they were the. It had one of the whole home thing, and I just kept going through it, and people were showing me stuff. I was like, this is so crazy. Like, I couldn't imagine. Of course, I mean, you just don't imagine any of that stuff. People, it comes down to it. They got to have their Dum Dums and Jolly Ranchers.
That's true.
If you want Mountain Girl in the basement, you gotta get Laffy Taffy.
That's okay. Put that on the list. I need to know what brings Diva down. You know what? Another reason not to get a whole home is the cost of natural gas. Running that thing all day.
Yeah.
You're talking several $100s. For if you do it for 2 or 3 days, $200 to $300. You could be paying in a natural gas bill. You'll never get that way with a gas generator. Not in a million years will you get that high.
I can't. Is it because they're that inefficient?
Natural gas. It needs more natural gas to run. They just do. And it's much bigger than a portable one.
Yeah.
It's 23 kilowatts versus 7,000 kilowatts.
Yeah.
Big difference. But that's something else to take into account. That's one of the reasons I got the battery thing. I have that to run a room for 3 or 4 hours if there was a rolling blackout. That we wouldn't have to turn the generator on, and I wouldn't have to spend all that money on natural gas. That's one of the reasons I got it.
See, that's what I'd like to. Well, yeah. See, that's what I would like to have a solar set up, so I could have. I like to be able to say I have one room that is completely solar. I'm completely off the grid in one room, and I've been saying this for a couple years now, and I can't figure.
You need to watch a lot of those solar prep. There was one redneck I remember I watched him, and he had this really intricate solar thing going, and he spent a lot of money on it. He came in the room, he was so proud he could turn on one fan and one light. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all he had. And I just went, no, that's not going to fly in this house.
No, not at all.
It's just not.
What about? Have you ever looked into like wind power?
Yeah, and Dallas is windier than Chicago, so
yeah.
But the problem is, this is a city. I don't know the ordinances for setting up wind turbines, and from what I understand, they can get pretty damn loud when they're spinning.
Oh yeah.
The smaller ones can, but I got so many trees. I don't know if I'd even get the benefit from that. Now Arizona, that's a totally different system. They have a lot of wind turbines out there, and Texas does in the central Texas. There's a ton. Thanks to Abbott and his sweet, sweet Chinese money, that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He sold us out for wind power. Don't get me started on Abbott.
What's funny is that little place in Texas. That's like one of the only places in the country, like somewhere in like the Dakotas also, that you can run wind power and it works.
Yeah, there are big swaths of Texas that'll do that, but during that storm, they all froze up.
Oh yeah, and besides that, nobody lives there, right? So they got to transport that.
Yeah, you got to transfer. Yeah, you got to have power, electrical power running. I've driven through those wind farms. They are a massive. I mean, the maintenance on that though is hell on earth.
Oh yeah, it's awful. My brother-in-law he designed the turbines for GE.
Okay, so you know how big those
dude, man,
fins are. They're enormous.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I don't even know what they are. How big are they? Like 50 to 60 feet long?
Yeah, I know they.
Because that's what they look like from a distance. But
when Obama got real big on T-Bone Pickens stuff, that's the other thing.
T-Bone Pickens is a natural gas guy.
Well, wasn't he all for the or for the
I don't know
wind
if he was for
stuff?
solar. He was really into
I mean the
natural gas because
wind.
he owned it all.
Yeah,
He
but I thought he was
freaking owned
big
it
into.
all.
I thought he was big into wind there at the end.
He may have been. I don't know. But I mean, that's like saying that Bloomberg's really big into, um, he doesn't like oil pipelines, but he
Yeah,
loves train and bus transportation because that's what he owns.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Little
true.
bastard.
Well, yeah, those things took up like one. Like there's like three on a mill, whatever. Like three of those blades, and one of those takes up an entire 18-wheeler wide load going down the interstate.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
And so it takes three of those to transform. And it's so funny because like the engineers at GE laugh at them. They're like, "God, man, these things don't work." you
Well,
know,
they're just Well, the maintenance I think overruns the cost.
it
I
does.
think. I mean, I think your brother would have to tell us, but
Yeah, it's crazy. And even for all that stuff, he's like, they still have.
and they're bird killers.
Yeah, oh yeah, they wipe them out like crazy.
Yeah.
They wipe them out like crazy. Yeah, all this stuff is.
So do solar panels, though.
Oh yeah,
If a
they're
bird flies
death
over a
rays.
solar panel, yeah, they just get fried.
How is a solar panel different from you shining a laser at a plane?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? You know
Yeah.
how like that was a big deal, and it's like
It's not as concentrated, I guess, but
yeah. But I mean, I'm thinking like
still
it's got
hot
to be
as
the
hell.
same thing, yeah, right? Oh well. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on. This has been awesome. It's been absolutely awesome. I could talk all night about this stuff.
I know. So
but,
could I. We got to get some sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, until next time, I guess you're gonna be around Friday.
Yeah, I'll be here Friday.
That's awesome, man. It's not a show without you. I told you the White Rabbit said you had a sexy voice, right?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, really? I was like, and
Don't
she's like,
don't doubt your wife.
yeah, no. I was like, okay, well, there you go.
But I do want to talk to your wife about your problem with women. We need
Which
to talk
one?
about this.
I have so many.
No.
Which
You have a
problem?
real problem with women who look good, and you have to find fault. And I need to explore this with your wife as a psychiatrist.
Well,
We
yeah.
have to explore this. We got to figure out where this is coming from.
Well, hopefully.
Is
she'll
it because she's so perfect? Yeah, the answer is yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I really do.
Okay. Is that the
she's-
reason? Okay.
Yeah, I really like. I'm obsessed with her. It's really weird. Yeah, she hates me. I mean, she's told me she's like me. If Tom Selleck came to the door, I'm like, yeah, Tom Selleck's like 70. She goes, don't care. I'm like, okay, that's weird.
It's
But
better
yeah.
when their dream guys are playing for the other team. That's a lot more fun. Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, but Tom Selleck's a lady slayer.
No, I know, but Matt Bomer plays for the other team, and that's who she likes.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Well, you wouldn't. White collar. Did show white collar. We talked about this before.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's weird.
It's like a whole generation of women who love Rock Hudson. We're devastated.
That's the funniest thing in the world to me.
But
But-
Cary Grant was not gay. I don't care how many people are trying to claim that. That's
Are
bullshit.
they trying to say that now?
Yeah, they've tried to say it. His wife has said that's bullshit. His daughter said that's bullshit. But boy, they love saying it.
Yeah.
Just
wife
because he
and
lived
daughter.
with one guy. He lived with one guy for a while. I'm like, yeah, so did I in college. It didn't make me gay.
Yeah.
And we had a much smaller house.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what. This is my buddy, the cop. Like, he and I have had long conversations. Like, the problem we made is that we should have. Our goal in life should have been to buy a fire station like the Ghostbusters did,
Oh, absolutely.
and like just like our friends live there. You
Oh,
know,
if I won the
wouldn't-
lottery, the first thing I'd build is an Ecto One.
But wouldn't it be? Yeah, but that's a car, man. I'm talking about like that. That you have the pole, you got the building, and everything else. Wouldn't that be cool to like live there with your buddies? You know, it's like you don't get married, and like that's how you live.
So you don't want to get married, but you want to wrap your hands around a pole every day.
Well, no, I mean the pole is a source of
Okay.
entertainment.
Well, okay, you're still making my case.
Well, I'm thinking it's like how many times are you gonna be inviting girls over? Be like, yeah, I've got a fireman's pole.
I got a fireman's pole you need to see.
Yeah. I just think like we had these long conversations. Like that would have been like the coolest thing in the world. That'd been so much better than like going to college and doing all that stuff. You know, should have been firemen. That's what
Yes!
messed up.
Mayora Flores won the Texas special election. Yes!
Who?
It was a special election in Texas. Mayora Flores was the Republican running.
Yeah.
She flipped a Democrat district that somehow, if you believe the voting voted for Biden by plus 13 in 2020, and she beat the Democrat thing in a special election. Sweet.
Do you have the numbers in front of you?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I got it on Facebook. 84% Hispanic district. She won, and she's the declared winner. I don't know by how much.
Oh, okay.
I don't care. She won.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Keep on winning, baby.
Well, here's the problem though is they're going to keep saying that the Democrats are going to get slaughtered in the midterm.
I know
And
nobody's
so-
going to come out. I know what you're worried about. Yeah.
Well, that's one thing, but the big thing is that it's they're all going to be sitting there as lame ducks, and they'll pass anything they want to.
Well, John Cornyn is a piece of shit rhino. Always has been though. He's the one. He's the one voting for red flag. He's the Texas senator with Cruz.
Oh,
But he's a rhino.
I'm not a big Cruz fan.
Well, I'm not either. But he's at least not voting for the red flag laws like this jackass is.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Not weird. It's scary, is what it is.
Yeah. Well, they say it's a compromise, and I don't think
Compromise means that they gave in to the Democrats. That's what it means.
Yeah, I don't think these people realize how the modern world works.
Oh, she won by 13%, by the way, if you asked.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's
so that's
great.
a 26% swing.
Yep. It's big. It's very, very big.
Dude.
But that's Texas, there's a red wave here. I mean, my God, Beto Mail's losing by like 20 points or something to Abbott.
But he lost the. Actually, that was a tighter.
He lost
Senate
to Cruz.
Race. That was a
Yeah.
tighter race than I thought it would be,
Well, I know, but
or it should have been.
they threw in he had 6 times the money I think Cruz had. All right, I don't know if this means anything, but Henry McAllister won the GOP nomination.
Who's that?
Henry McMaster
No
was the
idea.
GOP primary governor. I don't know if he's a Trump guy or not.
In Texas?
No, in South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina.
Well, it's closer to you. I thought you might know.
No, I don't know. I should know. That's where my brother-in-law
Damn
lives.
right you should. Damn right you should know.
Well, all I know is that somehow they continue to reelect Lindsey Graham.
That doesn't make any sense. That's
Yeah, it's weird.
not John Kerry. Same thing though, Mitt Romney. How in God's name does that guy win?
Utah's weird, man. Utah. Well, it's funny. I keep talking about my buddy that's a cop. He's Mormon, and his ex-wife was Mormon as well, but she was from Utah, and he calls them Utards. I'm like, okay, that kind of explains everything. He's like, yeah, it's the weirdest thing how Romney won and how he acts too. But yeah, South Carolina was the most conservative state in the country a few years ago.
Aren't you guys the most conservative?
I don't know
now?
if it's, if you want to go by Trump numbers, West Virginia's number 1. And then
You guys are pretty close though.
yeah,
aren't you?
we're number 2. But now here's what's disappointing, and this is I have a long history with the Tennessee GOP, and it's not a very good one. When you're the guy in the room that says everything the other people do is wrong, you don't get liked. And anyway,
I have a similar history, so
yeah.
do.
You get results, but people don't like you. So anyway, yeah, the problem with Tennessee, I was like, there's no reason why Tennessee should not be the number 1. And doing like our stupid stuff, they got the voting stuff in there and everything. It was weird. And the numbers for Trump and Biden, there are like 200,000 new voters in the state, I think it said. And the percentage wise of Biden or Trump, and I'm going to mess this up. 200,000 new voters in the state of Tennessee in 2020, right? Over 2016. Percentage wise, Trump got the exact same percentage, and Biden got the exact same as Hillary.
oh bullshit.
Yeah, it didn't change at all. So you're telling me that, like, let's say Trump got like 60% of the vote. He got like 64, 65, something like that. So you're telling me that 200,000 new people are voting, and 120,000 of them is Fall Storm. He was there. He understands that the Tennessee GOP does not like us.
Well, they didn't like me either because I was saying, you vote for this guy, he's a rhino. You vote for this guy, he's a rhino.
Yeah.
and they don't like that.
Oh well, it's not just that. There's a long. Gosh, man, my
I
history's
know. Don't
rough.
say too much because
Yeah, I
someone's
know.
going to identify you.
Yeah, this is why I have the avatar. Because because of that. But no, yeah. So you're saying 200,000 people moved in, and that is still exactly 60%, we'll say, or whatever, vote for Trump. So it's 120,000 people. It didn't change. There wasn't like so. You're thinking, well, if you moved into Tennessee, you're moving into it because it's a red state. So your red state people are moving in.
That's
No,
like
no,
that's
it's the
like
exact same percentage. I'm like, that's weird. That's
yeah,
like,
that sounds like something. I got a roofer that gave me a bid on a certain part of the roof that needed to be repaired. He said, "Well, if we do this, we'll have to do this and this and this, and if we do this, it'll be this." But the money was exactly the same for either one. I'm like, no, one of them's got to be cheaper than the other. You're like, no, it's exactly the same. I'm like, no, you're doing totally different work. There's no way they'd be the same.
yeah, exactly right. I
It's
mean,
the same.
yeah, there's no way, and this is an outlier too. The people that came in, they're completely new. These are new votes. How
Yeah,
did that happen?
it doesn't.
Nobody ever questioned it. The state didn't ever question it. I'm sitting here just pulling my hair out. I'm yelling at them, but no, oh yeah, it's all okay. It's all on the up and up. And I'm like, yeah, because the people that run it are Republican, so they're not going to say that they screwed up
Exactly.
or that
That
there
that is
were screw
CYA
ups.
has been a big problem.
Yeah, look at Memphis. Like Memphis, there were so many federal lawsuits. I mean, I know that Memphis has notoriously been about bad elections. I gotta be careful what I say,
Yeah, I do because I know what you're talking about.
but it's a notorious place, and they started doing it real big here in the last couple of years. Uh, I don't know. It's just I'm gonna stop.
We need to stop because we both need to go to bed
Yes,
too.
we
Because it's
do.
almost
We do,
two for
man.
you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry so long. But hey, man, thank you so much. This has been great.
Sure, absolutely.
I've never had a chat where I'm so excited like this the whole time. It was just the topic just gets me, and obviously it does you too. This is just fun stuff.
Well, what we could do is put together a document, and then your loyal fans can
Loyal
submit.
fans.
Yeah, because they can submit questions, and then we can answer the questions.
That's actually
That might
not
be
a bad
better.
idea. That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea. Yeah, we'll figure all that out. I've got something I got to send you too. I'm gonna put it. Yeah, I'll send you this thing on Discord. I think.
All right.
But it's Do you know anything about Bolivia?
But the besides
Like,
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, no.
did they go to Bolivia?
I think it was Bolivia. Wasn't it Bolivia they went
I
to?
don't know. I don't know. Well, it's a first person's perspective. Look up the Wikipedia. Like they had a election.
Oh, Vol will help out next time. That'd be good. I'd like to have Vol on here.
Oh yeah, dude. Like he's awesome. He's all into this stuff, man. Yeah, he can come on anytime. This is your show. This is that's why I was like, you're the advice guru. This is awesome. Dude, you just know so much of this stuff. And I'm trying to, of course, here I am. I'm the world's basket case of ADD. And I'm trying to keep it so it's like stuff that you've talked about and stuff and bring it into that line. Dude, we could go down so many rabbit holes because it's so vast. But there's so many
I know.
things.
But it's the old additive. I've done everything wrong once. That's why I know more. Because I've done it all wrong at some point.
You know, when people tell me they've done it wrong, they're the ones I listen to.
Yeah, if you tell me you did it right the first time, you're either really lucky or you're lying.
Like if somebody asks me advice, like I'm this way, I caught myself like this with directions. If somebody asks me how to get somewhere, I go into like autistic detail about directions on how to like just go down the street, right? But it's because somebody at one point told me how to do, oh yeah, just go down here and turn left and you'll be right there. And I go over there and I'm at a crack house. And so I'm like, I'm that way with everything. If I tell you, I'm like, yeah, this is what you want. Don't waste your time with the other stuff. This is the way to do it. That means that I've spent so much freaking time because I overthink stuff that don't make the mistake I did.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, just on one last note on the prepper thing, I just found this: the top GOP convention priorities. First
Yeah.
one's election integrity, no surprise, but the very next one, electric grid. The very next one.
And
That's what people are concerned about. That's for GOP. The top GOP concerns in this state.
Oh,
Number
okay,
one,
those
election
are
integrity. Number two, electric grid.
for
Number three,
Texas.
eliminate property tax. No surprise.
Yeah, yeah. You guys have a ridiculous property tax.
Yeah, but we have no income tax. So
Yeah, well, Tennessee has no income tax or property tax.
That's because you're better.
Well, we sent down our undesirables.
Now, see, you're going back to the Alamo thing. Always to the Alamo.
Well,
That's where you go.
Davey died.
I'm gonna put this on your Discord so you can see it because it's interesting to see how the things are broken down.
Yeah, I'd love to see stuff like that, man. I love all the inside baseball of this stuff. But
yeah. All right,
anyway,
we gotta go to bed. All right,
man. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for checking it out.
Thanks for anybody who's still on. And when I say that, I mean Vol.
Yeah. It's funny. I get these shows, man. They double in viewers over the next 48 hours.
Well, that's good.
So yeah, it's a
we can
crazy
corrupt people
audience.
over a long period of time.
It is a
great.
crazy audience here. It is absolutely crazy. But I've started hemorrhaging subscribers. So anyway, YouTube's doing their scrub again.
Yep.
But anyway, all right, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night. Sleep tight, and I don't know, man. Godspeed, right?
Yeah. Take care.
Peace.